Hello, curling fans, and welcome to the continuing coverage of the BC Men's and Ladies Provincial Curling Championships live from the Chilliwack Curling Club. John Cullen here with you, World Curling Tour veteran. Nice way of saying that I've never won anything. But beside me is my partner in crime who has won a ton, former Canadian champion and Olympic bronze medalist, Melissa Soligo. And Melissa, I'll start this off with a question because I was here this week as a fifth player for the Islanders who were eliminated this morning. So I was pretty focused on their games. I haven't watched a ton of Jim Cotter and Brent Pierce, the two teams going at it today in the men's B final. What have you seen from those two teams so far?
Well, they're both veterans, as we know, John, and they're both making a ton of shots. I've watched a couple of games of Team Pierce, and it's like they have never left the ice since last year. They are playing so well. Lots of good things going on. Their communication style is wonderful, and they just keep coming at you. It doesn't matter if they're up two or down two, you'll always see them in the battle.
Wonderful. And I have seen Team Cotter a couple times as they did hand two losses to Team Czechia, the Islanders, and I can say that that they've been playing well too. You know, you talk about a veteran presence in Jim Cotter, obviously a name we're very familiar with, has won this province. He almost needs his full two hands to count how many times he's won this province now, and playing a little bit of a lighter schedule. And I think, you know, maybe you'd think to yourself, well, he hasn't played as much this year. He's focusing a little more on mixed doubles. Maybe he doesn't still doesn't have the juice he once had, but he's looked fantastic this week, played great in both games that I watched against Team Czechia, and no surprise to see them back here in a final to get into the playoff round. And as we know, Melissa, this is a big game right here. This is the game that if you win this, you get into the coveted 1-2 game, and that gives you a second life in this competition. So it's a huge game to win.
No, I totally agree. And like you say, Jim Cotter's been playing fantastic. I mean, they've been consistent all week thus far, and you know that they're going to bring their best game. And that's the thing with Jim, right? He's been playing a lot of mixed doubles, as you mentioned. So he's been on the ice a ton
fresh
this year,
down here.
Yeah.
and he is all focused about what this week is about and what this week, what you do if you win this week. So expect him to bring his best game today.
So we see Rick Sawatsky throw the first stone in the house, and Brent Pierce is going to elect to hit it. So we may be heading to Blanksville early in this one, Melissa. It's been a while since I've taken you on a trip there.
You know, and it's funny, I'm still in Victoria, but I do have my bags packed, John, so I'm ready whenever you want to go.
I knew you'd be ready. I figured. We had such a nice time there last year.
We
a lot of people don't know that,
sure
but Blanksville's beautiful in mid-January. So Rick Sawatsky will... Sorry, go ahead, Melissa.
Sorry, John. You could probably hear my dogs barking, and I do apologize. I will try and get rid of them.
They're like, Mom, what are you doing? Pay attention to us right now.
Yeah. Whatever you want.
So it does look like Team Pierce electing to guard with this second stone. So we may, you may be able to put your bags in the closet, Melissa, at least for now.
Oh yes, like I said, they'll be ready if I need them. Just going back to the A final that Team Pierce played Team Gauthier, it was a battle for sure, and Team Pierce had control mostly of that game, and they actually ended up giving a steal in the extra end. Brent had a long angle raise for the win, and unfortunately just missed it. So Team Gauthier taking the win for that that number 1 spot, and so you know that Brent wants to bounce back and try and get this number 2 spot.
Thirds.
Yes, for sure. That is what these two teams are playing for here in this B final. The winner will move on to play Jacques Gauthier tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in the 1-2 game. The loser of this game will drop to the C final, so at least there's some consolation that you've got at least 2 kicks at the can getting into the playoffs if you lose this game. But of course, such a big one to win for those curling fans who have been tuning in for a long time and are familiar with the Page playoff system. It is the 1 and the 2 teams play each other, And then the loser of the 1-2 game gets another life, and they get to play the winner of the 3-4 game. And of course, first overall, or the winner of the 1-2 game gets a bye into the final. So certainly a game you want to find yourself in and take the shortest route to the final that you can. Jared Colomea just missing the run back there, the run back double. And so Jim Cotter lying one without the hammer here in the first.
Just like 2 or 3 more feet there.
Andrew Nurpin's had a great week, and I'm sure as you can attest to, John.
Absolutely, yep.
Copy.
Yeah, he's been a linchpin for this Cotter team. He's been with them now for 4 seasons. And he's been very strong at the second position. Obviously, we know a great sweeper, but also a great shot maker as well. Would like to get that one maybe a little more buried behind the corner guard, but they're dead even, so tough double here.
The double's not there.
Yeah, they were looking obviously just to put that fully buried. Not so much about the weight, but just making sure that it was fully buried so that there is no double. And you can see that Jared's asking, just making sure that there isn't a double to take on.
What do you like? Whatever.
So as you said, Melissa, Team Pierce losing to Jacques Gauthier in the A final last night. That is also Jim Cotter's only loss, coming to the young and new squad out of the Victoria Curling Club, Jacques Gauthier. They're actually just right beside this sheet, getting some practice in for tomorrow's 1-2 game. And so they were winners over Team Cotter in the A semifinal, 6-2.
Nice. Great shot.
Yeah, great shot there from Jared Colomea. Making the run back and just almost sticks it behind the guard. And then, yeah, as you said, Melissa, earlier, it was Team Pierce in the A final that Gauthier took down. Very tight game. They had a great extra end getting that steal. We know it's not easy to steal in the extra ends these days at the highest levels of the game, and Gauthier was able to do it. So they earned today off.
Yeah, and I think Brent Pierce actually went into an extra end this morning, did he not?
He did, yeah, against Cody Tanaka, who played really well this morning. Another great young team here at this BC Provincial, as unfortunately Grant Olson will roll that stone out, and maybe a chance for Brent Pierce to get something going here. But yes, exactly, Melissa. Brent Pierce, very tight game with Cody Tanaka earlier today, trading points all the way through, and Brent Pierce needing the extra end to get the win, needed to draw the 4-foot with his last, and that's certainly a shot we've seen Brent make many times over the years.
Solid board! Solid board!
Yeah, with that little mistake there by Grant Olson, this is a great chance now for Brent Pierce and his team to try and get a hit and roll behind one of those yellow stones, and I don't think he fully got buried. Pretty close though, actually, if you look at it.
Yeah, I think the guard is high enough for Grant Olson to chase this. Team Cotter, as usual, playing out of the Vernon, Kamloops, and Kelowna curling clubs. Jim Cotter at skip, Grant Olson at third, Andrew Nurpin at second, and Rick Sawatsky at lead.
Trying to make this curl so it sticks in the rings.
Yeah, they don't want to give Team Pierce a free draw behind the corner guard, although we might see Brent take it with how far this rock rolled. We'll have to see what he decides here.
Yeah, and that's what they're discussing exactly, John.
I think
so
Melissa,
that rock being back.
Go ahead.
But just with that rock being back 12, it's insignificant right now for Brent. They would love to try and get a deuce early here in the game. So asking Jeff to try and come around the guard.
It's good. Top 8. Top 8. Top 8. Turl. Turl.
So Colomea and Meister trying to bring this one over. And they will. Very nice shot there from Jeff Richard. Team Pierce out of the Royal City Curling Club. Brent Pierce at skip, Jeff Richard at third, Jared Colomea at second, and Nick Meister at lead. And now we'll get our first look at Jim Cotter here without the hammer and finding himself maybe in a little bit of trouble here, Melissa.
Yeah, you can't see very much of that stone at all. So this is a big shot for Jim, being challenged here very, early in this first end. You have to be careful too, and John, when you run this one back, you don't want to hit it on the right-hand side of that shot that's top 8, or it could jam back on that blue stone at the back 12.
Yep. Hard! 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 Whoa, 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 whoa.
And that will over curl, and they'll blow it by.
Boy.
And it jams on their blue at the back, and now all of a sudden, Melissa, 3 in play here.
Wow.
Double. It's got to roll it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not at what was expected for sure. And they tried to hold it all the way, but it was just at the end they actually gave up on it and hoping, I think, that it would over curl so that it would miss that one at the back 12. But unfortunately for Jim Cotter and his team, it does jam. So as you say, a 3 is in the mix here right now.
Just in line with the top 8 one.
Yeah, top 8, right? Top 8.
Yeah, a rock higher than this.
All right.
Speed's really nice.
Yeah, good speed here. Draw
Speed less than that draw to the button speed.
Yeah.
So John, what has the ice been running this week?
Ice has been very good here, Melissa. Chief Ice Tech Mike Merklinger and his crew looking, the ice is looking fantastic, and it's been running between 15 and 15.5 to the line, depending. I would say probably in the first end here, while it's still running good, probably closer to the 15.5 end of things. And there's been a solid 5 to 6 feet of curl. So it's just been a fantastic surface here in Chilliwack. Arena-like, we would say. Always tough to replicate the conditions of an arena in a curling club, but Mike Merklinger and his crew getting darn close here this week.
That's fantastic.
Top 8.
A little heavy.
Top 8 on its own. I think it's all there.
Right here.
To your broom.
I think we're all there.
Would love this to be top 8. They don't want to bring this behind the tee line at all, or in any position that Jim Cotter could potentially freeze to it.
Good, good. Nice judge, guys. Well done.
And that's a great spot there from Brent Pierce. And so I think Melissa, Jim Cotter probably going to have to chase the slash double here. I guess the one benefit, as you can see with what Jim's indicating with his broom, is that he could make the double and actually roll behind that rock that Brent just threw.
And they actually haven't really lined up the double. I think they're hoping to catch the double, as you say, but I think their number one call here is the hit and roll. You're in a heap of trouble here for sure, and they need to figure out a way to get out of it, and a perfect hit and roll may just do that.
Sounds good.
Oh, Jim said, you could just hear Jim. He does say that he thinks he can get the double on the way. That would be ideal.
So a crucial shot here early for Jim Cotter, his last rock here in the first without the hammer, and facing 3 Brent Pierce stones in the rings.
Red.
Looking for a
Close.
control weight double and roll. Andrew Nerpin picking this up right away, trying to hold it.
Really want one or the other here, if not both, and they didn't get either.
So no roll, no double, and this will be an open hit for Brent Pierce. We thought at the start of the end it might be a blank, and all of a sudden looking like a big score here for the defending champs.
Yeah, what a change, eh? Just such a quick change in this game. It's unbelievable. So great opportunity here now for Brent Pierce and his team to put 3 on the board in this first end.
Yep.
Control.
A little heavy.
Good control.
Yep.
Good weight.
Clean.
And Colomea and Meister will sweep that right to the nose. And make no mistake about it, 3 lemons will go up on the board. Brent Pierce out to an early big lead. We'll see if Jim Cotter can bounce back. You're watching the BC Men's Provincial Championship B Final. We'll be back right after this. Hello, curling fans. Welcome back. Big first end, Melissa, for Brent Pierce, starting out with a 3. And I mean, we talked about this a lot last year, a 10-end game. I guess, you know, you got a lot of time left still if you're Jim. You don't have to go too crazy here, but certainly you'd like to get 2 back here, I would imagine.
Oh, I would think so. And you know, I guess if you have to give up 3, the first end might be the best place to do it. But for Jim, you know, 1 isn't going to be enough, I don't think, in this, even if it is the first end. You have to get 2 and get sort of back in this game right away. You don't want to give any momentum to your opposition in Brent Pierce, because we know what he can do with that. So this would be a really important end for Team Cotter to try and get things going.
Line's good.
That was certainly one of those first ends where it never really looked like a 3 for Brent. You know, sometimes you get a little bit, a little nervous because right away early on it looks like it's maybe a bit of a problem, but it wasn't really even looking like a scoring end. It was looking like a blank end for a little bit there, and then just that miss from Jim Cotter bringing 3 into play, and Brent made no mistake on his pair.
He switched it halfway down the sheet.
And right away here we've got Pierce lying 2 and Jim Cotter electing to double here since that guard slid into the rings.
You can see that first blue guard too by Rick Sawatsky. It's not really doing them any good. It's really tight and there's not a lot. So they're going to try and play the double, maybe a little flop in behind it. And what a great shot.
Good.
Very nice shot there from the veteran lead, Rick Sawatsky.
Is that
1 on?
Is that in the house? Is that in the house? No, it's not. Yeah.
So I think Brent just realizing that he actually can't hit that top stone.
Half of that one with board.
Brent is one of the few curlers out here who has experienced every version of the free guard zone. So he was maybe dialing into 2002 there in the 3-rock free guard zone, but thankfully his younger teammates there to remind him that it's actually a 5-rock free guard zone.
Well, and I think that they can actually hit it, John, but he just can't remove it from play.
Yes,
so
exactly,
I think he was
exactly.
Yeah, and I think he just got a little confused when they were all saying you can't hit it, you can't hit it. You can actually hit it, it just can't be removed.
Okay, good more.
So good look there at Jared Colomea, as you might be able to tell by his delivery. He's originally from Manitoba. Has made his home in BC now for the last 6 or 7 years or so. Is married to Sam Fisher, who we've seen, and unfortunately he is going to hit that out of play.
And that will have to go back.
That will have to go back, and I believe they do have to also fix where the blue stone was in the house as well. Try to erase it like the shot never happened.
That's correct. And
They were almost perfectly buried.
Was it? I don't know.
So an unfortunate miss there for Jared, who, as I was saying, is married to Sam Fisher on Corinne Brown's team. They were the winners of the A final over on the ladies' side, so we can actually see them practicing right next door. There's Jared's wife, Sam, sweeping on the right there as Desiree Hawes is throwing. We will see Team Brown against Team Clancy Grandy tonight here live on Curl BC TV in the ladies 1-2 game. Looking forward to calling that one with you, Melissa. I think it's a provincial championship where from the start we kind of thought those might be the two dominant ladies teams, and that's borne out so far, and I'm excited to see them get it going in the playoffs tonight.
yeah, I'm excited for that game as well, John, for sure.
Just didn't curl.
So those blue rocks replaced, and Andrew Nerpin trying to freeze on that yellow one, but unfortunately that will slide through the rings, and a chance now to take it out legally, Melissa. We won't have to put Jared in jail if he makes this one right.
I like the same thing we just threw.
Well,
Just more weight.
Why don't you get rid of both with peel?
Yeah.
You can't drag it. It's going to drag down the line this way. It's not going to get out.
Like this is ice for peel.
That's Jeff Richard letting his opinion be known. You know, they were talking about playing the same shot where it was just sort of a, you know, a light hit and roll and try and move things around. But, you know, like Jeff's saying, why not just peel them both out? It doesn't make any sense not to.
Well, I think when you're up,
lead here.
Yeah, exactly, Melissa. When you're up 3, it's kind of a no-brainer, really. And Jared makes it perfectly, really. Gets rid of one blue, gets the other one out of harm's way, and rolls the yellow onto the rings. So sitting 2 here without hammer.
So Andrew here looking to redeem himself after that first draw of his slipped out of the rings. It was just too heavy, so trying again.
Stop. Go here. Whoa. Whoa.
Curl up, let it curl.
Just trying to corner freeze, I believe, John?
Yep. Was trying to corner freeze, but just once again a little bit too heavy. And I know this is the sheet that that my former squad was playing on this morning, Team Cheka, and I know that Jay and Paul both remarked that coming this way, coming to the home end, it's faster. And so whether that's just the way the sheet's set up in the building or just the way it's been playing, but they said that they felt, especially coming towards the home end on this sheet D, just a little bit quicker for draw weight. And so maybe not super surprising given that fact that we see Andrew Nerpin slide a little deep on those two.
So with those rocks just all in the 12-foot kind of spread out throughout the rings, Jim's looking still to try and figure out a way to manufacture his two, so he's not too concerned about those yellow opposition stones. He's going to try and use them as guards, try and get something in behind, and make Brent Pierce make a mistake on any one of their shots. So really trying hard here to generate a 2 late in this end. And this one looks like it's going to tick off the guard.
The roll behind the center.
Hit and roll at the center is perfect.
Yeah, this end, Melissa, sort of quickly turning into a problem here for Jim Cotter.
Yeah, they're just, you know, between the weight and the line, I guess, they're just not quite getting the rocks into the right place. So they're going to have to pick it up a little bit and just try and get those rock placements a little better. That weight was really good, actually, on that one. It was just, it just over curled on them.
A little less.
Yeah, a little less.
Yeah, you were heavy control.
So Brent was just having a little issue with his mic there. That's what the delay was. We know from watching Jeff Richard for years, likes to throw fast, does Jeff? Usually once the broom goes down, he's out of the hack within 2 seconds. So
Exactly.
Clean it.
wouldn't mind sticking just right there, and indeed they will. So it is Brent Pierce lying 4 without the hammer here in the second end. And Melissa, so far it's been all Pierce all the time.
Yeah. That's typically what.
Yeah, it truly has, and again, you can see Jim. He only has 3 rocks left. Yellow's line 4. Again, they're not in great scoring position. So Jim is going to try one more time to try and get in behind that rock that's just top 12 center.
Line's good.
And hope he can. If they can get one buried, maybe maybe they'll get a small error out of Team Pierce, and that's what he's trying to do. That's all he needs is for his deuce. But when it comes down to it, if you're drawing against 3, 4, or 5 on your last rock, that's a little scary too. If I was Jim Cotter.
For sure, yeah, lots that can go wrong when that happens. But nice shot here from Grant Olson. Got it buried and shot stone. So Brent Pierce will have to chase after it.
This was your draw to the button ice. It's pretty close.
You're on the yellow and you miss it. It's only ever a 2. Yeah. I don't mind. If we're anywhere close, it should be fine.
Are you freezing or you want to go?
Where do you want to be? Top button? Sure. Above the tee line? Okay.
So they swept that rock of Grant Olson's behind the tee line because they were trying to get it fully buried. So it is behind the tee line. It does give Brent Pierce an opportunity now to either freeze to it or even be, top button fully buried as well.
So first stone here for Brent Pierce in end number 2.
Clean!
I like it.
We're probably tee at least. Line on lead.
Looking for a freeze here.
We're back 8.
Yeah, line!
Back
You can
8.
hear the weight call, back 8.
Not quite.
Whoa!
Almost tee line.
Got a curl.
Back 4 tee line.
Got a curl for the freeze. The line's good. Line's good. Yep, might as well go.
This looks pretty darn good, John. What a shot.
Nice shot there from Brent Pierce. Does leave a little bit of room here, though, Melissa, for Jim Cotter.
Yeah, there looks like there's one more, a little bit of room for one more rock. Not sure how Jim would get his deuce at this point, but I think right now he's be willing to score for sure with all those yellow stones around.
Yeah, when you get into third stones and your opponent's sitting 4, getting 1 is certainly a victory.
Absolutely. So Jim would really like to lock this one on the rock that was just thrown by Brent.
Tee line. Up and. Oh, then.
Oh boy, looks like he's a little heavy out of his hand there, John. You can hear the front end.
Yep. Where is it? Where is it? Tap.
Back 4.
Okay.
Back 4.
So it's starting to come down now.
Yep.
Yeah, line looks really
Hard
good.
now. Hard. Real hard. Right up.
And very nice
Nice
from Jim
shot.
Cotter. Right on the face. So it is Cotter lying the 1 here.
Shot. He's got this yellow here too. That acts a bit of a catcher, I think. Depending what he does.
And if you're Brent Pierce here, Melissa, I'm sure you're also fine giving up 1. Being up 3, you'd be happy with this result.
I mean, we could
I would totally agree. And Brent's not going to try anything. I assume he's going to try and either corner freeze or anywhere in front of that line, so Jim doesn't have a chance to draw in there for 2 if it's even there. But a corner freeze will take away any maybe potential run back or anything like that, angle run back.
So last rock here for Brent Pierce in end number 2.
Top 4.
Jim Cotter lying 1. Brent just trying to freeze on top of that shot stone. Make it so that 1 is all Jim will score.
Top 4.
Top 8.
Heavy.
Top 8.
Top 8, top 4.
Yep. Whoa.
Get there.
Gotta be 4 foot.
Get it there.
Come on, you need 4 foot. Need 4 foot. Need 4. Go. Good.
Real nice. Nice.
And that's
Nice
a nice
shot.
spot there from Brent Pierce.
You can see Jim having a look here if it's, you know, this is where the risk versus reward. Do you try and run an opposition stone in onto your own blue one and hope to avoid that back one? But I don't think it matters at this point, John, because obviously that other yellow stone is now third shot. So now they're looking at maybe the hit.
Okay.
What I don't know, John. Now they're looking. I heard around the horn. Did you hear that?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I don't know what around the horn shots there really, but
I'm not sure either.
I mean, I'm no expert.
I think if he does play this one though and does roll in, I don't think he can hurt himself. So that's the good news. And maybe
Yeah, I mean,
there's a small chance.
Oof. This is so thin, and to catch it and sit there for two. Extremely high degree of difficulty here for Jim. So we'll see what he can come up with here. Final stone in end number 2. Sitting 1 and trying to manufacture a second point.
Oh. Yes! Yep! Hard!
It's close. What a shot. Will it stay?
What?
It will.
Oh, what a
oh
shot.
My goodness. Fantastic shot. Jimmy reaching into his old bag of magic tricks there for that one.
Wow.
Fantastic shot from Jim Cotter. So he will get 2 back in an end that certainly did not look like he was going to score 2. Fantastic shot from Jim. Brent Pierce still will have the 1-point lead and the hammer when we come back. You're watching the men's B final. So welcome back inside the Chilliwack Curling Club, home of the BC Men's and the BC Scotties Championships. This is the B final between Team Brent Pierce and Team Jim Cotter. John Cullen alongside Melissa Soligo. And Melissa, my goodness, just a phenomenal shot from Jim Cotter. Really, you could say that pretty much the entirety of the first 2 ends did not go Jim's way, but managing to swing a little momentum in his favor with a big in-off for 2 in end number 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still thinking about that shot a lot. I mean, it was incredible. You had to hit that so perfect and so thin and drive it almost straight across into the pile. And Jim Cotter bringing out his old bag of tricks and making just a perfect shot for 2. And hopefully that'll give his team, as you say, John, Team Cotter struggling a little bit this first 2 ends, so maybe that'll give them some motivation and some momentum going into this third end. But Team Pierce, they are up 1 with hammer here in 3 and are playing extremely well.
Hard, guys, gotta go! Hard line. Hard line, keep going, you got it, keep going, keep going. Good.
So Rick Sawatsky with a beautiful draw there to the top 4. And we'll see if Nick Meister can put one right on top.
Sure.
Anyway, it looks a little easier.
T-line.
Line's good.
A little heavy.
Line's really good. Line's good.
A little heavy.
Just waiting for it to make its break. Jared's saying it's a little heavy. Really don't want to be heavy here if you're Nick Meister.
Yep. Hard. Oh.
I think it, yeah, I just heard that too. I think it picked.
Great shot there from Nick. So Jim Cotter line one, but a pretty good setup here for Brent Pierce with the hammer as we get a good look there at the defending champion, 4-time BC champ, Brent Pierce, winning as a skip for the first time last year. He would love to replicate that feat here this weekend, but still a long way to go.
Little bit. Yep. Still top 12. Still top 12. Yep. Up 8. Go top. Yeah, but keep the angle.
And this looks a little short here from Andrew Nerpin.
Okay. Pretty good. Okay.
Not a bad angle, not the angle that they were looking for sure. They were trying to obviously freeze to the other one, corner freeze to the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this usually speaks to how good the angles are, Melissa, when you have the hammer and you're peeling.
That's right.
Oh, look at that. Jared Colomea slid out so fast the camera broke. Well, it didn't break, but it was shaky. We could feel the earth move. And wow, how about that from Jared Colomea?
What a fantastic shot.
Better. Wonderful shot there from Jared. Not sure it was necessarily exactly what he was trying, but certainly worked out pretty well. They're now lying 2.
So Jim Cotter playing the hit and roll here towards that yellow guard.
Whoa, yep. Whoa. Yes, yes.
Andrew Nerpin.
Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Good.
And nice shot there from Andrew
good
Nerpin.
result.
Some nice touch, yeah. They're kind of backing off of it. I was like, oh, are they unhappy with this shot? And it came in there pretty darn good.
Yeah, top 8 even.
I think so too, and there was a little disagreement, I think, in the sweeping call, but Jim knew what he was doing. He wanted it to roll right on top.
Where? Probably T-line.
Look at Jared, he throws about a 5 or 6 second peel on his last one, and now just trying to draw. Like, what a great athlete being able to manage your leg drive from one shot to the other, which are drastically different.
Yeah, it's certainly not easy to do, but Jared's been at the second position for a majority of his career. Before that was a third, so that's in the job description for both of those positions. You got to be able to rebound from throwing the high hard one to throwing the finesse draw. So look at some of our volunteers here at the Chilliwack Curling Club. We found out, Melissa, at the banquet, 120 volunteers here in Chilliwack.
Wow.
And only 80 curlers. I wish I had that much support as a teacher. It's like 1.25 people for every curler out here. I never got the name of who my specific volunteer was. I assume I was assigned one since there was 120, but.
Well, it's a little late now, John.
Oh, I know. Now I'm broadcasting, so I don't think they have volunteers.
Maybe they assigned
for us.
you one for broadcasting.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. But yeah, just tremendous support here on the ground in Chilliwack. It's we talk about it a lot. You certainly can't do these events without the support of many different people in the communities, and this is a beautiful facility here, one of the best in the province, and
Back 12 almost.
a lot of curlers and people here take a lot of pride in this facility and their ability to put on these events. And it's been first class all the way here.
Whoa.
No question about it.
Gotta unlock it.
Yep, hard. Just a piece.
Nice. Real nice.
And that's a
Great
really good
shot.
shot from Jeff Richard. My
Very
goodness.
good.
Just a little Kelowna tickle right there.
Hogging those yellows. Center guard. Doesn't have to get the center. It can still be halfway.
So Grant Olson going to try and add another one to the pile here.
A little soft on the release.
Ideally, Jim Cotter would like to force Brent Pierce only to a single here in this end, so they're going to keep piling them into that 4-foot area.
Good, good.
And just guarding. Sorry, I thought he was coming into the
Sorry,
house
I did
there.
too.
Yeah. So good shot there from
Probably
Grant.
just
by the
Does guard
guard,
the
you're carving
situation.
it.
Yeah, you're just back 4 there.
Yeah.
Gotta be like back here.
Yeah.
Almost touching back
3
12.
feet more weight.
I think they might have wanted that one just a little bit tighter and maybe even another rock width over to the right on the other side of center to prevent this from happening. Jeff Richard now trying to get in there again.
Whoa! Back 8.
Yeah, if
Just
Jeff could
back
ever
8.
move this this
four,
blue stone
back
out of the
8.
4-foot, could be a pretty bad situation for Team Cotter. This is really hanging out there. Like maybe just a little more weight than they wanted from Jeff Richard.
That one totally different than his first one.
And that will sail right through the house.
That ran totally.
Unforced error
one.
there from Jeff Richard, as we say in curling.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what weight they were throwing there. That was definitely more than back line. Just barely more than back line, but with that little extra weight, it didn't curl at all. So small chance here now for Jim Cotter.
Just tuck a piece around top 12.
Top 12, okay.
It's more line.
Yeah.
We want to tuck a piece
There's the
around
call
our,
for us.
Yeah. Just a sliver of it though.
Yeah, even like almost dead around ours is pretty good. No, we don't want to over curl it though.
No. Yeah.
Pretty quick, eh?
Speed's good here, yeah.
Thanks to Jim for giving us a lowdown there, John. So it looks like they're trying to tuck a piece around their blue guard. And as he says, you know, even if you show a small piece, that will prevent Brent Pierce from trying to get around there again and make any taps.
Tight,
So
Tight. Let her
really
work.
important
Let her work.
positioning of this stone.
It'll work a bit.
Just
Line's
tight.
good.
Line's
Yeah,
good.
big shot here for Jim. Certainly, this is maybe the difference between stealing a point
Gotta
here
curl
and
it.
giving up a
Line's
big end.
good.
If you can get this in the right spot.
Yep. Yep.
It's good. That's a good
And
spot.
that's pretty
think
much exactly where he
ideally
wanted it.
Yeah, I think they wanted it a little bit closer, but that is in a pretty good spot, I would think. I think the shot that Jeff Richard was trying on his last one is not there now, obviously, for the tap. So they're going to try and look around and see if there's some other
what I'm
way to
seeing.
get rid of that blue one that's biting the button.
Yeah. I agree. No.
Well, then you get,
I can't throw any weight this time.
but you'll have this. You'll be able to whip this right into here.
Might
You
be
can
for
hit right
3.
into here and get them all.
Oh, okay, I guess that's true.
He's not leaving he's not leaving that rock open. I don't think. Do you?
Maybe not.
Unless you want to draw here yourself.
Yeah, I could, but even then, if I do that, he could tap it and sit 2 anyways, I guess.
I mean, you could try to hit the 6 over the top of the 1 and send it back.
Yeah. I was thinking that 1 might not be bad, because if we ever make it with, like, I don't know, bump, like, what do you
Control.
throw?
I was thinking like control.
Yeah. If you peel it off, he's going to guard this, and you got the draw to the can.
I think so.
Just playing the straight run back onto our top forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, like 7/8.
So we heard the call there, John. It looks like they're going to hit that yellow
like control
stone
weight.
that's just above the Tourism Chilliwack sign. 7/8 and try and run it just on the high side. Try and run it right back on the yellow stone that's sitting in the top 4 and get rid of the blue shot stone. There's not a lot of room for error there, as you can see the line of it right there.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly like the call. Their original call was to draw, and I think this is a better result if you make it. And even if you don't, you might open something up on this side for your last.
Yes! Yep! Whoa! Whoa! Yep!
Oh, he's making
close.
it that way.
Yeah,
Shot.
that's the way he called it. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic
What a
shot
shot.
from Brent Pierce. And just like
Nice.
that, they are lying too. Holy smokes.
I think so.
That's exactly what they were looking at. That they called it perfect. I thought he was throwing a bit more weight, but it was a very manageable weight. And what a terrific shot by Brent Pierce.
But he's got to make it at least. He's only getting one max, right? We just can't throw a shot where we can give up 2, right?
So we'll see if Jim
Who do you
Cotter
think
can.
is second?
Sorry, go ahead, Melissa.
Is yellow second there, John?
I think so. I mean, it's tough to tell from the
Okay.
overhead angle. It's not always
Yeah, I
exactly
think
above
so.
the button, but it looks like 2 yellow right now. Yep.
Okay. So big shot here for Jim.
Yeah, if he doesn't get this just right, could be another opportunity for a 3 for Brent. So another pressure shot here for Jim Cotter. We've already said that sentence quite a few times, and we're only in the 3rd end.
Whoa, then. Whoa. Let her work.
Just for weight.
Line's good. Let her work. Let her work.
Needs just about full button and buried here. Nothing
Haven't
really
really
from
laid a broom to it. Yeah.
yeah, nothing from Nurpin and Sawatsky.
There it
Andrew
goes.
Nurpin trying to bring this over now. It does get in there for shot, but I would think that Brent Pierce should be able to get at this, Melissa.
He's just playing to here, eh?
Yeah, it just took
How about the
forever
guard by,
to
like,
curl
know,
there,
how
John,
about the
and,
guard
and
by,
as you
like,
can
an
see, it is
inch?
fully buried, but as you mentioned,
With, like,
I think
back-
so. I
with
think
the guard
even
being so
back-
high,
back
there
eight.
is an
Just
opportunity
back
here now
eight.
for Brent Pierce.
Back 8. If you see back 12 out of my hand, it's
Yeah.
not terrible, okay?
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Don't need to totally panic, right?
We can see
Come by that
a few
guard
other
by
games
about
going
an
on right
inch, and
now.
I think we're
Some
pretty good.
Yeah.
C
Get back eight, back
semifinals,
12.
DeYoung and Fenton tied 2-2. And we get a look here at our B final game. Brent Pierce with another opportunity for 3 here. Needs to tap that blue stone currently sitting on the button belonging to Jim Cotter.
Back 12. Back,
Could
back
be a
12.
4-point swing if he makes it.
Heavy.
And nothing at all
Curl.
here from
Curl!
Colomé and Meister. Can Jared bring this over? Can he bring it over even if you just touch it? And I don't know,
Oh.
did he move it far
That's one
enough?
yellow. What?
Yeah, one blue.
Wow. I think it's a steal.
And it is indeed a steal of 1. So a huge 4-point swing goes in Jim Cotter's direction.
Wow.
Brent Pierce, a tough shot for 3. Can't quite find it, and Jim Cotter will steal 1. 3-3. We'll be back after this. Cullen and Melissa Soligo with you here for this B final. And Melissa, what a swing at the end of the third end. A chance for Brent Pierce to take a commanding 6-2 lead. But Jim Cotter once again pulling some stones out of the fire and manages to get a steal, and we got ourselves a game.
Unbelievable. I mean, you know, Team Pierce played magnificent. Brent made that great shot on his first one, but, you know, Jim Cotter kept trying to get it in, trying to get things going, trying to get things mixed up, and just, you know, I think it was the weight that Brent was wanting to throw on his last one. He's going to be very disappointed, obviously, but I do think maybe just a little tiny bit extra weight, and unfortunately did not curl enough for him.
So we'll see if Brent Pierce can get himself back on the scoreboard here in end number 4. I mean, Melissa, it is indeed 3-3, but I think fair to say Team Pierce controlling the bulk of the play thus far.
I would fully agree.
And so we'll see if Team Pierce can keep that up. And sometimes that's, you know, I think an important skill for curling teams to have is to, you know, understand when, you know, even if the scoreboard's not showing it, when you're controlling the game and staying positive about that fact and sticking with it. And we'll see if Team Pierce can do that here.
Okay, line's good. No bounce. Line's good.
John, I'm just wondering if you can hear me.
Yep. Yep. Bounce it a little. Yep.
I can hear you,
Okay,
yep.
okay. Good. Yeah.
A little heavy
Where?
right now.
Gotta go for line, probably.
Okay, tough. T-line. T-line, top 4.
So I'll just go ahead, John. I
Yeah,
can barely
let it
hear you,
go.
but
Say something.
I can sort of hear
You
you.
gotta
So,
go.
you know, great setup
gotta
here
go.
by Team Cotter, just trying to get some
What are we
things going
doing?
again in this
Okay.
fourth end. They don't have the hammer, and Team Pierce, as you mentioned earlier, they still are in control. They do have hammer here in the
I
fourth.
didn't
They're
say
sitting
anything
on
the whole way
top
down the
four.
street.
Yeah.
He just stood there.
Oh, really came off too.
Yeah, like I think that was made.
Yeah.
Like that was probably only top 4,
Yeah.
maybe T-line.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good.
So Andrew Nerpin will make the hit and roll into the top 12. Continues to be Team Pierce, sitting the 1 with the hammer.
That's a pretty good shot, John, because they actually tapped that other blue stone out a bit. So now it's open if Jim Cotter
There we go,
wants
blue
to
across
use
the
it
face.
later in the end.
So that way it was
kind of
probably
hidden
pretty good, eh?
before.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Jared Colomea can put another counter in there.
Where?
About the same little.
It's good.
Lead. Yep.
Top 4.
Room.
T-line.
You got room. Line's good. Line's real good.
T-line.
Yep, Jeff. Hard, Jeff. Hard, Jeff. Hard, Jeff. Hard.
So Richard and Meister trying to drag this one to the forefoot.
Nice shot.
And that is
Real good
some
judgment.
tremendous
Nice.
touch
Real good.
from the big man, Jared Colomea.
This one just kind of snapped at the end there, eh?
And it is Team Pierce lying the 2.
Yeah, like I don't think I was heavy.
You're a little tight.
Jared is a big fan of the Detroit Lions, has inspired the the Team Pierce silver cuffs on their sleeves. Little nod to his favorite football team. We have a few of those out here on the ice, actually. Team DeYoung, Matt Tolley's favorite team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They fashioned the team logo using a curling stone instead of a football. They got that for their jacket.
Hard! Hard! Good.
And nice shot there from Grant Olson.
Really nice shot.
Pierce is lying 1, but Cotter lying 2, 3, 4. It's a bit of a lonely lemon in there.
Do you ever just straight rip the center guard?
John, who's your NFL team?
Can't guard both.
Don't have one. Don't have one.
Wow.
Not an NFL guy, really. Not really a football guy. I'm a lover, not a tackler. It's too slow, you know. Americans always say things, soccer's slow, the curling's slow, golf. Football's the slowest sport in existence.
I mean,
my ADD is too high. I can't handle it.
Yeah, I could try
yes,
the
let's
inside
listen to
corner
what they're
freeze
saying
on it.
here.
I mean, can you throw like here? I mean, it's a little better.
I think the problem, Rock, right now for Brent Pierce, as you can tell, is that one that's sitting on the 8-foot, the opposition
like
stall. They
four.
do not like the placement of that for Jim Cotter being able to use it. So they're going to try and throw backline weight and try and just tap it out, get to the face of it and tap it out.
Okay. Back 8. Back 4, back 8.
Whoa, yep.
So another delicate shot here for Jeff Richard. As you said, Melissa, would love to get a little roll in here.
All the way.
This looks maybe a little light. Jared Colomea trying to drag this.
Trying to get it by. Oh,
Fuck's
it just
sake.
ticks the card.
Yeah, just maybe a little less weight than they were expecting. And now they might have given Jim a path to their shot stone here.
Yeah, that's what they're looking at for sure, John.
Oh, yeah. The way it
A little bit of a port there.
Okay. A little tick's not terrible.
No, not the end of the world, yeah. Top 4, T-line.
There's a good look at it. If you can just get through that port, you can get right to the face of that yellow Pierce zone.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa. Hard. Yep. Whoa. Curl. Hard. Curl. Hard. Curl.
Real nice strip. Good sweeping, guys.
Oh, great sweeping.
Really good sweep there from Andrew Nerpin and a nice shot from Grant Olson. Couldn't move it far enough. Pierce still lying the 1, but
No, in.
certainly a pretty good situation here for Jim Cotter, the
Might
first
spin
end
down
where
a
they've
little bit.
looked
At
they've
least
looked
then
really
you
good.
probably have that yellow.
Are they trying the double there, John? Or
I think
get
so.
rolled in?
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure exactly what they indicated, but yes, I think the double.
Nick. Okay.
And they'll just get the hit and roll in. Don't quite get over to that blue one,
Backwards.
but not a terrible angle.
Oh, if we do that, does he have that? Just double them off?
Well, we sit here.
Yeah.
It's close.
You ever do? I guess we're sitting.
Right now, he's got a tough time scoring. Or, like, getting two, I should say.
He really doesn't have anything on this side. Right?
Right.
I guess he could make that hit.
So what do you like here if you're Jim, Melissa?
Well, I like the comment that was made. You know, it's tough for them at this point to get 2, and that's what Jim's goal is to force them to a single here in an even end. So they talked about potentially
I think
playing the yellow onto blue.
It's there. It's there.
Onto yellow.
But then he's going to play this, right?
You can play the hit and roll off the other yellow, but I think it's pretty flat. I don't think the double's there.
Maybe we leave that.
But we'd be here.
We probably couldn't.
I think we're hitting the backside.
Oh, I can nut it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, he's thinking it is there.
Yeah.
Basically the same shot, yeah.
When they say the same shot, John, they're talking about the shot that was made 2 ends ago that Jim Cotter got his team out of a whole heap of trouble.
Then there's no way he gets 2. Make this.
I like this.
Let's do it.
Even if we roll
really
up
isn't a draw there on the out-turn side or the counterclockwise side, so this is kind of the only way right now.
Even if we roll up a side, it's pretty good.
Okay.
So looking for the hit and roll or the double. If he can throw it hard enough and hit it in the right spot. Maybe push that yellow stone out of the 4-foot.
Hard! Hard!
Well, he had good success on this side of the sheet just 2 ends ago. Does he have it again? This won't quite
That's good. It's behind, so it's
get
good.
that rock moving enough.
That's pretty good.
Now
it's
we'll see what
now,
Brent
right?
Pierce can come up with to perhaps try and generate a 2 here.
The hole. Gonna get the tap through the hole, right?
Now, I mean, that he's gonna. If we do that, he's coming in. He's coming in
that's
here.
That's not an easy one.
No, but it's. I guess it's better than drawing against the pile. But
You tap it to there.
If I don't move this, but if I move it to the wrong spot, like if I move this a
Well,
little
I know,
bit.
Brent. I mean, the other option is peel this out.
Well, he just goes like this, and I draw against 2 anyways. Or
What?
well, I draw against 1. He just bangs that. This goes out. He sits shot rock there.
Do you ever
And
play
Sorry, what?
quiet and
What does
try
he
and get
do?
under the
Well, he's
yellow?
just going to hit this one into this one. It'll stay buried, and I got to draw to the cap.
Yeah, well.
You don't ever play it quiet and go thin?
Well, I just said, why don't you just do roll to here, move this here, and open up the hole so it goes through the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I'm game. I'm game.
I think we
don't
have
have
to
a lot
hit
of good
that
options.
Yeah.
What do you want on your throw? Like normal?
No, just control.
You think control will actually move that rock enough?
I don't want to, you don't want to move it too far, do you?
No.
Like,
I'd rather roll beside it
thin off of
than
it, try and
push
sit
it
too.
out
Yeah.
and leave him shot rock.
So what are you thinking? Like, is it going to curl?
A little bit. That with control, a good control.
Good control.
All right, so after the discussion there, John, it looks like, I mean, the problem stone right now for sure is that blue one. And what Team Pierce is going to do is if they can hit half a stone
Good control.
Okay.
and roll into their own yellow and push that yellow enough so that there's a rock, at least a rock's width space between the 2 yellows, so that if Jim comes down and plays a yellow onto blue, there's a hole there potentially for him to go through. So this is what they're going to try and do. Brent wasn't fully convinced, but he's completely on board now with Jeff's suggestion here.
Yeah, certainly one of those houses where you're not exactly sure what the best option is here. We'll see if it's this one.
Solid control.
Brent Pierce is first.
Heavy.
Curl!
You have to be careful not to nose this. I don't know if they leave a double if they nose
No
it.
chance.
Yeah, that's the worst possible result, I think, there.
I think so.
The wrong side of the rock.
That's exactly what you said, Melissa. Double here for Jim Cotter, and he'll be lying 3.
Sliding good and just kind of grabbed it back.
I thought it was a pretty good throw.
What are you playing, Jimmy? Same shot?
Yeah, same shot.
All right, Jimmy.
All right, Jim Cotter has another go at this shot. This time the angle's just ever so slightly better.
Massive opportunity here for Jim Cotter indeed. Got a steal last end and could definitely set one up here if he makes this. Final stone for him here in end number 4.
Whoa, whoa.
Uh-oh.
And
I
so don't think he's moved that far enough.
So unlucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
So after a few shots from Jim that saved his team,
How unlucky is that?
unable to execute on that one, and
I thought we were
now
gonna
Brent
kill
Pierce
it.
will have a pretty elementary slash here, Melissa, for the 2 points.
Yeah, you heard
That's
Jim
why
say he
that
got a
last
little
one
bit
was heavy
unlucky and needed to
control.
curl another inch or so, but this is a great opportunity now for Brent. As you say, just play a pretty straightforward, tapped his yellow onto his blue and get his, I think he'll only get 2 points, but a well-deserved 2 here if he can make it.
So we've seen a few ends be dominant for Team Pierce and then swing on a Jim Cotter rock. Now it's a chance for Brent Pierce to pull the same trick here.
Same way.
Cotter's been in control for most of the end, but a chance here for 2. Got to get a piece of that yellow, though. Nick Meister trying to bring this over. And not only will he not get his rock in there for 2, but he will push the Cotter stone into the button for 1. And it's another steal. If Brent didn't throw at all, it would have been 1 point on the board for Team Pierce. So uncharacteristic pair of misses for Brent Pierce, and Jim Cotter will steal again and have a 1 point lead when we come back. You're watching the BC Men's Curling Championships. Well, Melissa, what a 4th end. Jim Cotter in control for most of the end. Brent Pierce, though, did have a shot to get himself out of it and get 2, but in the end, another steal of 1 for Jim Cotter, and just like that, they've got the lead after an early 3-point lead.
I have to agree, John. A little surprising for sure. It was, you know, as you mentioned, just pretty much a straightforward tap on tap, and it looks like maybe he threw it a little wide. And Jeff had actually indicated on Brent's first one that he might have just stabbed it out a little bit, so he may have done the same on that one as well. So unfortunate for Brent Pierce, but good result for Team Cotter, obviously getting another steal on the board.
Too close.
Top 4.
Rope.
Nice
So we'll
start.
No
see.
bounce.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry,
No bounce
John.
on this
I was
line.
going to say nice start
Let
by
it
the
work.
2 leads, but I'll let you go.
Top 4.
Getting
Come
better.
down.
No, I was
Clean,
going to say the
clean,
same
clear.
thing. We're in sync.
Line's really
Oh, boy.
good. No
We're
bounce.
not even in the same city.
I know. How good are we?
Let her work. Let her work.
Too good, actually. It'd be better if we were a little less in
whoa,
sync,
whoa.
and then we wouldn't ever interrupt each other.
That's right. 2 great shots there by Rick Sawatsky.
Yeah, Rick, the long-time lead for Jim Cotter. I believe they've been playing together now for almost 2 decades and have been through all the trials and tribulations together, losing an Olympic trials final and a Brier final and winning all those BC championships. Rick's been a steady force, one of the great leads in the men's game in this century, and showing it here as well. And like I said off the top, Melissa, you know, Jim Cotter not playing nearly as much as we're used to seeing them play. They've only played in 2 spiels before this one, leading into, 2 spiels plus playdowns, like leading into playdowns. They only played in 2. So a little lighter schedule than we're used to seeing, but you know, when you've played for this long and at such a high level, it's doesn't take you long to get back into the rhythm.
That's such a great point. I mean, you know, as we know, Jim's a champion, and he's been in this. And when it comes time to perform, he usually brings his A game in, and that's what makes him a champion. So it's really good to see.
Keep it going, guys. Keep it sliding.
John, I don't know if you're following the chat in the YouTube, but you just got a shout out.
I did. I did get a shout out, but I don't agree. I don't agree with the concept. Whereas we're talking about Rick and Jim,
I don't mind double peeling and rolling for a corner right
talking
now.
about how good they can be with limited playing time. That's not me. I haven't been playing very much, and I don't think the Islanders would have been any better served by having me on the ice this week. They had a great week. They just ran into a hot Cotter team a couple times, and then the young Fenton squad played phenomenally this morning. And as you know, Melissa, sometimes in these tournaments, it can be very tricky playing a team that doesn't really have anything to lose. You know, they're still a U21 team. Their focus is not really the men's provincials. Making it here was a bonus. You know, they're happy with any result, whereas, of course, the Islanders coming here to improve on last year's finish of second place and win the whole thing. And so sometimes when you just have that little bit added pressure, and the youngsters played so well, it can be a dangerous combination.
Yeah, that's such a great point as well, John, and it's so very, very true. And we'll see that young Fenton team. They will be playing in the U21 in a couple of weeks' time, so looking forward to seeing them. And they've had such great success at such a young age.
Just guard, just half.
We're going to enjoy seeing them in the years to follow.
Yeah, no, they're just really, really impressive team. You know, they're coached by Fuji Mickey and Adam's dad, Brad, who you may know is a longtime BC player, a former BC provincial champion in his own right. And Adam, just really fantastic young player. He's going to be heading to the Canada Winter Games in PEI in about a month, playing mixed doubles there. And he's a great young player, and they're a great young team. And it was we played them twice somehow. We only played 4 games, and we played Cotter twice and Fenton twice. Not sure exactly how that happened, but in any case, got to see a lot of Fenton this week, and was very impressed. And I'll be at those U21s with you, and looking forward to commentating those and seeing if they can build on their silver medal finish at the U21s last year.
What?
And that will over-curl there on Jared Colomea. So
we've heard that a couple of times. Team Pierce and Jared, they're thinking that some of the rocks are picking, and I've heard that maybe about 4 or 5 times actually. So they thought they had lots of weight on that one, and it only ended up being barely top 12.
Is that no good?
Well,
if just keep an eye on that as the ends progress here.
Go here, double, right?
Right.
But yeah, somewhere in there, if it hangs out, that's really good.
Okay. Top 8.
Yeah, aim for top 8, and we'll do the rest.
So this game has, it's really turned here. Brent Pierce opening with 3, and it's only been Cotter scoring since then 4 unanswered points, and trying to put some more pressure on the defending champs here.
Yep. Top 8.
Grant Olson looking to bring this one into the forefoot.
Gotta get by this one, guys.
Hard! Hard! Get this by the top yellow and get it into at least the 8-foot.
Okay.
And they will. So nice spot there for Grant. Those 2 yellows in the top 12 could be a little scary if you're Team Cotter, so that's an important one for Grant to get in there.
I like running the yellows. It probably gives us better options.
You can easily sit 2 with this.
Yeah. Okay.
A little late.
Line's pretty good.
Want to go wait?
Line's pretty good. Got a curl though.
Probably top
First
four.
looked at perhaps running the yellow, because as you say, those yellows in the top 12 angled quite nicely, but they've elected to draw here and try and get right in on top of that yellow or blue stone currently top 4. This is really close.
Nice.
What a sweep.
Good shot from Jeff Richard. I think that was the call, Melissa. It looked like they were actually trying to draw in for a second point, I think.
See any of the blue?
No, I think you're right, actually. Yeah, I thought maybe they were trying to corner freeze it, but... And they did for second shot, I'm pretty sure. What a great shot by Jeff Richard.
Yeah, really good.
Hack.
Okay, buddy, you got this.
Okay. A little more.
So Grant Olson looking to run in the blue stone that he just played.
Back line. Hard.
Going for line here. The weight looks pretty close, but they've got a lot of rocks to get by here. I think it's going to be on the top yellow.
Andrew Nerpin putting all of his weight behind that one, but even he couldn't hold it straight there.
It's open now,
Just
right?
an over curl there from Grant Olson. We saw Jared Colomea's over curl in that spot too, so maybe just a tricky spot on the sheet, but it is Pierce lying the two. We'll hear
You
what
get
they're
them all both
thinking.
ways, right?
Well, it's not. I mean, he can't see all that rock, so he can't. No, he can't.
True.
No, it's there.
I mean, he can get him this. He can push this way. Same shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're here for now.
Yeah.
Are we 1-2?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
I think it's there for now.
I mean, he's gonna go like this.
Wow.
What else do you see?
I don't see much. I like that. Right on the L in
I mean,
Chilliwack.
the only other option is to make this, kill this, and leave 4 of ours in the house.
Still can't get this out though.
Well,
Two shots.
If we slide it off, we might leave him shot, but we're 2, 3, 4.
I mean, he's still got to make a shot over here.
I like the guard.
Probably the guard's the best shot, Jeff.
Yeah? Okay.
Like, you can't see all that yellow.
You can see enough of it to lay shot, though.
So I guess, Melissa, here the
And
trouble is
no way to
there's
get it out.
you need at least 2 rocks to get rid of that blue that's on top of your 2 yellow counters. So they're not quite sure, it seems like, what to do to exactly make that happen and potentially unlock a bigger score.
I agree, and I also think Jeff is thinking that there's 2 shots for Team Cotter right now.
Halfway tight, halfway
They've got that yellow one on the left-hand side.
Clean it through here, clean it through here.
Halfway tight.
Of that one.
Hard clean through
And then
here.
the blue one that
Just
Grant was
halfway.
trying on his first one, so they maybe have 2 ways in to potentially
You're good, you're
move their
good,
blue one
you're
onto
good.
the yellow and put things in a better place. So that's why they're going to guard this side, guard potentially the easier of the 2 shots. Now it's a matter if
Higher
Jim
the better.
can see enough of that yellow stone on the right to take that on. Pretty dangerous though, because you are hitting an opposition stone
hanging out, just try and
in
nut
onto
it,
yours.
not the blue, yeah,
Or you can hit it maybe
It'd be
yellow
nice to
onto
get it
yellow,
on
but I don't
like
know if
that.
you can see enough of
I
that,
don't
John,
know if you
to do that.
Yeah, tough to tell
played it,
from
not
this
bad.
angle exactly, but yeah, it doesn't look like
Everything's
Jim
good
can
and
see a ton of it from the hack, but probably enough. Just depends on maybe what weight you want to throw at it as well.
Maybe not nut it, but if you could kind of roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tight to this. Okay.
I think that's all he's got.
Okay.
Gonna move a little bit. We could throw less, but
Yeah, I think that the problem for
regular,
Jim
about
is
there.
that
Okay.
Pierce is sitting 2.
Hit as much as we can.
Pierce is only
That's
sitting
right.
1, then maybe you guard for your life here and just try to only give him 1. But because he's sitting 2, I think you kind of have to make a play at it.
I would agree. I would agree. Like Jim really would love to give up a single. I mean, giving up 2 here in the 5th is not a bad thing because they do have that 1-point lead. But as you say, I think risk versus reward. The risk for this one is much better, or the reward, pardon me, is better than the risk here.
So we'll see if Jim can indeed see enough of it from the hack. His first stone here in the 5th, facing 2 Pierce counters.
So pretty much trying to hit what they can see.
Curl! Curl!
Andrew Nerpin trying to bring this over. And a nice shot there from Jim, but it is still, I think, Pierce sitting the 1, and I don't know, Brent might have a shot at that blue.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. It looked like it needed to, well, I think blue, blue shot, but it did look like it needed to curl another inch or 2. So there is a chance now, I think, for Brent to access that blue stone, I think. Can't see much of it, of course.
So just throw a peel at it? Just light peel?
Yeah, right there.
Basically just off
yeah, so
nose,
they're saying
right?
blue is shot.
Even if you touch this, if this touches this, you're probably better.
Okay, so just basically hitting like thin 7/8?
Yeah, just a shade higher, really.
Peel.
So this looks easy, John. They're playing yellow onto blue. Something like that, or yellow onto blue, or, you know, just moving a few rocks here and then this next shot.
Thin 7/8.
Yep.
Or yeah, thin 7/8. Yeah.
Big shot here for Brent Pierce. Trying to find a way to remove that shot blue stone of Team Cotter. Peel weight.
Yeah! 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 Whoa!
Yes!
Real good.
Nice shot.
Beauty
What a
shot there
shot.
from Brent Pierce.
Nice shot, really good.
Fantastic.
Nice.
A little unlucky
the
to
pace a
jam
little
that blue in the back 8, so he's only sitting 2, but still a lovely shot there from Brent.
Really great shot.
Just biting the button. Then he plays that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just biting the button.
Okay.
We've seen this one a couple times.
Full 4, eh? Yeah. Just we want to be like top 4, I think.
Go there, hey?
I think so.
Looks good.
Probably back 4 is better, actually, because then you can't run those yellows.
So it looks like
Wow,
Jim
then
is
he's got
just
the same shot.
drawing here, Melissa.
It's like right on it.
Yeah, Jim and Grant talked about
Just
maybe
bite
just
the button,
biting
guys.
top button. But the front end was talking about maybe bringing this to the back 4. So there probably needs to be a discussion there with Jim and his front end to determine exactly where they want it. I guess they go with Jim's original call. The thing is, if you bite the button, I think the front end was worried that Brent could play the exact same shot he just played, and it would be for probably for a bundle.
Bite the button.
Okay, whoa then. Whoa.
Back 4 right now.
Should come down.
Just tee.
Stay with it.
Just top 4. Just top 4. It's gonna go a little bit.
We're good.
We're good. Bite the button. Easy.
Never, ever.
So Jim looking for that button, and he will get there for shot. Just be now, Melissa, whether or not
It's good.
Brent has a shot to get at it. Oh, that's a nice hug there from Jim and Andrew.
Oh, wasn't that a nice hug? I
Very
thought so
sweet.
too.
Very sweet, yes.
I don't think I can hit the nose with any weight.
You don't have to throw a lot of weight. All you gotta do is make this to here.
So we can't quite see the guard right now, but they're looking to see if they can get to the
could
nose
try
of that
this.
shot just thrown by Jim Cotter for 3. Brent quickly looked at maybe the in-off on the one that's sitting at on the far left-hand side.
It's gonna run
But
pretty
Jeff's
straight,
pretty
though,
sure
with
that they can get to the
extra weight
face of
like
I
it.
that.
think the same shot's almost there.
Yeah, the
think it's
guard's
there?
pretty
The right
high.
bumper?
John, I think it's there.
It's 3/4 buried.
I got to hit almost nose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
it's close.
bumper.
It's close, but
7/8 you'll make it.
tight.
It's either that or the straight run. Nut it. It's for 4.
What do you like? I mean, I don't know. Like, I just don't think that's. I mean, you might be able to get.
It
one
seems
off
to
that or
me,
something,
Melissa,
or
like Brent is a little apprehensive about the draw. He's not sure it's going to curl enough.
Well, if I hit it a little thin, then maybe the 2 comes back off.
Yeah.
Comes over
But
the
I think he, you know, he tried one of those before and it hung out on him, so maybe he's thinking about that.
You may go
I don't
7/8.
hate this.
See, I think nose
In the
hit is
past,
going
but-
over the top, almost.
There is a
really?
couple of
Okay.
options here for
make
Brent.
the
It's
call,
just a
though.
matter of
I think it's
whichever
bored
one
on
you
this
decide,
one.
buying right into it, and
Put it where you think.
Brent's got to be the most comfortable with it. Are they going to throw the yellow onto yellow again like they just threw? Same shot?
I didn't quite hear what they decided there. The player mics are not super
Yeah.
loud in my ear.
I think we can.
Just board.
It
That's
does
the-
look like it, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to throw the exact same shot.
Just bump, board.
So like a tap onto the blue on the button, Melissa?
Yeah, yellow onto the blue for 3. And they're just throwing board weight. They're not going to overthrow this so that they can manage it with the brushers.
So last rock here for Brent Pierce in end number 5. A board weight
Please,
tap for a 3.
Whoa. Yep.
Yeah!
Whoa.
Hey, Jared, whoa!
Whoa.
It's close.
Gotta be pretty close.
Will he get it off his yellow?
Oh my
And-
goodness.
Great attempt there from Brent Pierce. It won't come off for the 3, but it will roll in for the single. And so when we come back from the 5th end break, we're going to be right where we started from, tie game, except this time Jim Cotter will have the hammer. We're going to take the full 5 minutes here, and we'll be back with you when that 5th end break is over. You're watching the BC Men's B Final live from Chilliwack.
That has to be the most Canadian thing I've ever seen.
Well, maybe if he was also eating a poutine.
And drinking maple syrup.
And he's also a curler.
Guys, you know I've never actually been curling before.
And you call yourself a Canadian?
I'm sorry.
There's more than 1,000 curling facilities in Canada. Be a good Canadian and find one near you today.
When I grow up, I want to be a superhero. I want to be a firefighter. I want to graduate university. I don't know what I want to be. I want to be an archaeologist. I want to be a scientist. Pilot, coach, carpenter. I'm going to be a curling champion.
Kids dream big. Your support will help them realize their dreams on and off the ice.
Well, Melissa, I feel a little bit like a cricket commentator. I went for some tea in the fifth end break. I think they have a tea in cricket, don't they? They go for a tea. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, I'm sitting on the ice right now. I'm actually out in the ice shed, so I'm freezing. You look nice and cozy, though, Melissa, in your home.
I'm feeling pretty good, I'm not going to lie. I feel really good. I got my heating pad on behind me.
Oh, beautiful. A nice little sweater. Maybe we can see about trading places.
Okay. You do look warm and cozy, and tea always warms the soul, so you should be good.
It's a nice apple orchard spice. I feel like that's going to really, really going to pick me up here. But speaking of trading places, these two teams, Melissa, a very even first half of the game. Some surprising misses, some surprising makes, but it's 4-4. What did you make of the first half of the game?
It's been interesting, that's for sure. You know, you start off Brent Pierce with that 3-point lead, and then you're like, oh boy, like what's going to happen here? Are we going to get back into this game? And Jim Cotter, he fought back, second end, third end, fourth end, as we mentioned. You know, got some momentum, got some great shots. and got right back into this game. And then just the last couple ends, Brent Pierce just missing his last rock and giving up a couple of steals here. So very uncharacteristic of them, but they've had a chance now to take a breath in the 5th end and have a meeting. And so we'll see what happens here in this last half. And that's the important half, obviously.
Well, one thing I noticed too, Melissa, is Brent Pierce very short on time. Started this 6th end down to 12 minutes on the time clock, which for those of you who are maybe not familiar with thinking time, you have 36 minutes from the start of the game. So typically you want to be around 18 minutes by the 5th end break, or even a little more. You like to give yourself a little cushion for the end of the game. And Brent, sitting at 12 minutes. So does that come into play at all, Melissa? I know a lot of these teams have experience playing with, maybe not a ton of time on the clock, but is that something that, Team Pierce would have to address or deal with here in this second half?
Lots of room.
I absolutely think so. And if you just notice right now, Jared pretty much was in the hack throwing as soon as that broom went down. So they're obviously aware of it. They've talked about it. The good news for Team Pierce is obviously they do have 2 90-second timeouts as well to use, and they're going to be saving those for the last part of this game, so that if they do get down to some time crunch, that they'll have an opportunity to stop the clock when they need it.
Yep. Well, all the same. Hard! 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 Hard!
And just taking a look at the around the ring scoreboard here. Sean Giel against Cody Tanaka, and Giel out to a 6-3 lead after 5 in that one. Tanaka does have the hammer, as you can see on that graphic in the top right. We talked about earlier Tanaka playing a great game against Brent Pierce in that B semifinal earlier today. Almost pulling it out, losing in an extra end, but maybe struggling a little bit here against Sean Giel. Out to a 3-point lead, but as we've seen in this game, no 3-point lead is safe.
Back 8.
Elsewhere, we've got Cameron DeYoung playing Adam Fenton in the other C semifinal, or one of the other 2 C semifinals. Cameron DeYoung leading that one 4-3 after 5, and DeYoung has the hammer, so a 1-point lead in the hammer there.
Okay.
And the final C semifinal that we have out here, we've got Jason Montgomery against Sebastian Robillard. Sebastian Robillard leading that one 3-2 at the break, and Robillard has the hammer in that one as well.
Okay.
So we just saw that shot that just occurred there, and Brent's not very happy with it because he was trying to get it more on an angle and actually just bought back on his yellow one that was in the back 4. So there's a chance here now for Jim Cotter to play the hit and flop towards the center and really put a ton of pressure on Brent Pierce, keeping in mind here that Jim Cotter does have the hammer. And that one looked like it got away from them a little, so there is 3 rocks now behind the tee line. So that's in a good position actually for Brent Pierce.
Speed's good.
Yeah, certainly a chance here for Brent to smudge one into that wall.
Okay, I like it.
And I would say that very clearly that Team Pierce is very aware of their time that's remaining. These guys are in the hat throwing. They're not wasting any time right now. Try and make up as much time as they can.
We're to it.
Even though they're playing draws, they're still trying to play as fast as possible. Nice shot by Jeff.
Shot. So Jeff will, freeze right on top of those 3 blues and negate them. So we can see there Brent at 12:30. I think they started this end. Maybe they're in the 13s, so they've had a quick end here. But certainly not the place you'd want to be in the 6th end as far as time goes.
Just top 4. Okay, you need buttons. Hard, got room.
Hard enough out there, John. You definitely don't need any time issues as well.
Okay.
Put extra pressure on yourself.
For sure. Well, I think, it's it can be tricky when you play on tour all year and you play without time clocks for the most part. If you're playing in the Grand Slams, you're on time clocks, but other than that, most regular WCT events, you don't have time clocks. And so for these teams, when they come to these events that do have time clocks, it can be a pretty big adjustment, Melissa.
Okay.
Very much so. I agree, and that's why you have to practice. You have to train with the clocks, and get a feel for what you need for each end, and get a feel for what you need for the last half of the game for sure. So we just watched that shot of Grant Olson's come to a stop there, and they really wanted that one right to the face of that Yellowstone that's sitting back button. And the reason for that is to take away the shot that's about to be played by Brent Pierce. This is an easy, pretty much straightforward angle, raise yellow onto blue to sit 2 behind cover. So a little mistake there on Grant's, but they did sweep it almost all the way and just could not get it that extra 1.5 feet.
So Brent playing a little tap here with his first.
Whoa!
Whoa!
And almost number 6.
Yep. Back line.
Yep.
If he makes it, he'd be lying 2.
Curl.
Blue one, Nick.
Ooh, and this one didn't quite curl enough again.
Yeah, I wonder about those stones, Melissa. That's a couple now for Brent that have really hung on them.
Well, I think I may have just heard that he threw hack, and I think they were expecting a little less weight than that, perhaps.
Like that? Yep.
Yeah, I think the weight call was back line, I believe. So
okay,
you could be right. If he did call hack, then that could certainly straighten that rock out a little bit. But
right. But you're right, John. There has been a lot of rocks that have under curled for the yellow, and Brent Pierce, you can see him just asking Jeff what happened there, and I do think on that particular one it was a little bit more weight than they were hoping for.
Right
but
on the buttons up bad. Okay. We're higher, top of the button.
Yeah.
So maybe now, Melissa, a chance for Jim Cotter to apply some pressure. Is the only 2 he's got in the game so far. He had to work pretty hard for. I'm sure he'd love to get a bit more of a straightforward 2 here.
I would agree. So yeah, chance here now for Jim. Just throwing that out turn draw to the button.
Top button, T. You can wait. I think just line's good.
Great communication between Rick and Andrew there, always talking to each other. And always talking to Grant in the house.
Yep. Back 4. Yep.
Really don't want to be heavy here though, John, I don't think.
Hard!
Got to go for line, however.
Good judge there, Grant.
Nice shot there from Jim, but it may leave a double here for Brent Pierce.
Wow, look at that, John. You can see what, about a little less than half, maybe half of that stone, and he's going to play the double.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot else, Melissa, really.
No.
So, yeah, but you're right. Extremely high degree of difficulty here. So.
Oh, you can see a full half.
We'll see. We'll see if Brent can pull it off. Yeah, lots of room, no problem. Just a thin half with peel weight, no big deal. Here we go, final stone. Brent Pierce in end number 6, trying to limit the damage. And the sweepers are backed right off of this. Does he have anything? He has a little bit, but just not quite enough. And so Jim Cotter will have a chance to draw for a pair.
That is such a difficult shot that Brent was trying there, but good on him for at least eliminating one, like you say. The sweepers didn't touch it all the way down, but he did manage to get one, and like you say, just a repeat shot here for Jim Cotter, and a draw for 2.
Whole side of the can to draw 2.
Yeah. Same weight?
I like that. Yeah.
As you saw on the graphic as well, we will be back with you at 7 p.m. Pacific time tonight for the ladies 1-2 game. Clancy Grandy up against Corinne Brown.
Same or like a
Corinne Brown defeated Grandy in the A final, and then Grandy went on to beat Kristen Ryan in the B final to earn a rematch with Corinne. So we'll see who comes out on top tonight. That'll be 7 p.m. Pacific. Myself and Melissa will be back. here with you on Curl BC TV on YouTube with the call, and
Line's good.
we're calling the final shot here. End number 6, Jim Cotter just needs half of the
we're good.
button here
Wait, line's good.
Wait's
Line's
good.
fine.
to put 2 points up on the board.
Die.
This looks like it might need to slow down. Will it stop in time? Will it stop in time?
No.
It will not. So rare to see that from Jim Cotter. Had virtually the same draw twice in a row. You're not often going to see him miss that second opportunity at it, but it does indeed go about a rock too far. So Brent Pierce dodging a bullet Matrix style. Jim Cotter will only get 1. Brent Pierce will have the hammer when we come back. You're watching the men's B final. Welcome back, curling fans. Continuing coverage here of the men's B final of the BC Men's Curling Championships. Live from Chilliwack, John Cullen alongside Melissa Soligo. And it is, Melissa, it's been a back and forth affair. And again, I think one of the stories here, Melissa, it has to be said, is some of the misses. I think in curling we talk a lot about made shots, but there's been some key misses from both skips that have prevented some extra points in going on the board. Jim, the latest, with a missed draw there in 6.
I couldn't agree more with you, John, and that's exactly it. It was, in fairness to Jim, he threw it pretty much the same, and the Brushers swept it for the first half, and then they kind of were on and off at the last half, and it just slipped a little bit too far. So, not blaming anyone there. It's just unfortunate for Jim. He gets the 0 on the board and leaves a point off the board, more importantly. And instead of being up 2 here in 7, he's only up 1. So again, the momentum swinging back and forth between these two teams. And like you say, it's not momentum because of the makes, it's momentum because of some of the misses we've seen.
So we'll see how things play out here in the last 4 ends. Brent Pierce getting the hammer back pretty quickly and getting the force that he wanted in end number 6. Maybe it wasn't exactly the way that he drew up the force, but nevertheless, you'll always take one when when your opponents put it on the board, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Line's pretty good.
And I can give you another little score update here. Jason Montgomery stole
Line's
one in the
good.
6th end against
here.
Sebastian Robillard, and then Sebastian made a nice pick for 2. Montgomery was trying a freeze and came up just a little bit short, so Sebastian was able to pick that rock off the face, and so Robillard is leading that game. They're up 2, playing the 8th. They're almost a full end ahead of us, which, as we've been talking about, Melissa, Brent Pierce in a little bit of time crisis here. We'll see if they can maybe make up a little bit of time in this 7th end rather. Certainly in the 6th, they were playing some speed curling out there.
They were, and you can see the time clock there with the 10 minutes, so they definitely played that last end in about 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes, so they did very, very well to try and save some time as we get into the last 4 ends here. So 2 great shots by Nick Meister, nice setup.
Come on, guys, carry it, carry it.
This is Andrew Nerpin with his first, and just comes up a bit late.
Come on, boys.
Yeah, chance here now for Pierce to apply some pressure.
Yep.
Okay.
Back 12. Back 12.
Close.
Back 12.
Looks like they're playing the angle tap on the Yellowstone thrown by Nick there. So this is Jared just trying to follow him down.
Back 12, almost through.
Go, Nikki, go.
And this looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, lovely touch there from Jared Colomea. We've said that a few times here this afternoon. Great hitter, well known as a great hitter, but also has that touch game.
3 quarters, a good 3
good example
quarters.
of it there, that's for sure.
Hear him get to the nose and sit right there.
Not developing into a great situation here for Jim, is it, Melissa?
Come take a look.
It is not. It is not.
So Andrew Nerpin going to come down to take a look. You can see there Jim Cotter just under 16 minutes, so
ultra thin
they can afford a few of these conversations.
Oh, you mean like run the triple? Yeah.
Or we just try and nose it.
I think if we run this, at least we get this to here.
Nose with board is pretty good.
Get a whole bunch of them.
But if we ever do this, so like, that's no good, right? Like say, if we make that, if we miss the back, but still get this one out of here, it's still not bad for us, right?
Yeah.
We ever get to nose with like hack?
That's what I was
wondering.
like
I would hate to tickle this or.
It's all right. You got it.
It's pretty much wide open.
Yeah. But we can get rid of all 3 if we want. It's up to you.
A good hack?
Keep our shooter right
You want to
there.
do that?
Good hack? Okay.
Hack?
Yeah, good hack. Let's kill this one.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
So they looked at a couple of options there, John. They looked at throwing peel weight and hitting that top yellow one on the outside and just trying to spill all 3. They may not have got all 3 out of the house, but they would have got them all out of the 4-foot area. But now they've elected to throw a softer shot, a hack weight shot, and get to the nose of that same Yellowstone and try and kill the one that's at the back of the 4-foot right now and set themselves up for something in the future.
Curl!
Team Cotter is in a little bit of trouble here right now.
Curl!
So they're trying to set themselves up for an opportunity to make something on the next rock or 2. This one's got to curl a ton.
Okay.
So they'll move 1 rock out of the sort of 4-foot area, but Brent Pierce still lying the 2 here.
Yeah, definitely not what he wanted. The key there, he didn't want to
line.
move that second yellow one in behind the 2 blue guards, and that's exactly what he did. So great opportunity here now for Brent Pierce and Jared Komalaya to get another rock right in there.
Top 4.
Room.
Looks good.
Room. Looks heavy.
Lots of room.
Looks heavy to me.
Yeah.
Looks really heavy.
You go to the back one.
So this looks like it might be a little heavy here from
We're not by it. We're not by it.
Colomea.
We're not by it.
Back to you.
Nothing yet from Meister and Richard. And that will just chip off.
Foot heavy.
And maybe a chance for a triple here for Jim, potentially, maybe.
Pound.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's too buried, maybe.
Yep.
Well, you could probably see half of
Try and
it.
get 3 of them.
Okay.
Or we play that.
You like the same
And
shot?
so
Looks
you
like
can see-
our young U21 team there
Yes.
got 2
It's
there,
like,
John.
There you go,
good
exactly.
jam.
Yeah,
You want to play that?
We were in sync
Sure.
once again on that one. I was just about to say, yeah. Fenton getting two back in the 7th. So they're playing the 8th end. De Jong has the hammer. Although the Fenton, the lead Fenton, just hogged the rock to start the 8th. So potentially a chance for De Jong to get things set up. We'll keep you posted on all the games out here.
Good.
Better, yeah.
And that was wasn't even sure what was happening there. Sometimes the rocks come down and you go, I don't know. But not a terrible result, I guess, for Team Cotter.
Yeah.
Well, that was what they were calling. They looked at putting the triple on the yellows, but they were too worried that they couldn't quite see enough to make that happen. So they played the double raise on their blues to at least open up the front, as well as at least remove one of the yellows in the forefoot. So at least it's open now for Team Cotter. They're going to continue to do damage control.
Control.
And Team Pierce is going to continue to put lots of pressure on them here with the hammer.
Jared! Hard! Keep going. Fuck, it broke.
Ooh, uh-oh.
It's like bumper.
So it seems maybe a little weight miscommunication there. Jeff thought they were throwing more weight than they were actually throwing, and normally when I'm on broadcasting on Curling Live, Melissa, if someone swears on mic, they owe $10 to the Chandra Schmirler Foundation. I don't know what kind of policy we have in place here at Curl BC, but I do know that I want some money for that curse, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, John, but I would agree with you. I think there's been a couple out there today, so
there has been,
keep an eye on that.
Well, I know when we covered Team Pierce in Penticton, Jared owed me $30 after a single game, so might give you a sense of what we could be working with here if we start charging these fellas. So nice shot there from Grant Olson, and again, Melissa, the momentum, it swings end to end, it swings within the ends. It was looking like potentially a big end for Brent Pierce, and now all of a sudden it's looking like a pretty okay setup for Team Cotter.
Good board.
I would agree, and again, you're right. It's just that miscommunication on that last shot, I think, of Jeff's, but and you can hear them just saying, really trying to get this one to curl over and at least get a piece and stick in the rings, and it will not.
Better wait.
So just like that, Melissa, it's looking like a pretty rudimentary force here for Jim Cotter.
And the way things were looking at the beginning of this end, John, we never would have guessed this for sure, that it would be a force, potentially a force for Jim Cotter. So and you see Brent Pierce now, just looking there, he's going to try and make his way down because not a lot of thinking to do. It's just a matter of trying to get out of this end, and he's going to come down and try and save some time here, I think.
Well, and we've seen that movie before from Melissa, Brent. If you're, from Brent, Melissa.
Yes.
Yeah. When sometimes he just likes to also kind of be by himself a little bit. I know he's doing it now to save time, but you remember back to the finals last year against Team Czechia in the 9th end. Brent Pierce doing a similar thing, just chilling out by himself at the far hog line, and then made one of the best shots I've ever seen to put his team in a winning position in that one. So he's no stranger to waiting at the far hog line and then making a shot.
And sometimes you just need that, right? You just need to take a breath and
we're to it right now,
and just refocus, because there was a couple maybe misunderstandings, missed shots on the last two here. So Brent's still going to try here. He's those two rocks behind the tee line. He's going to freeze to this one blue stone, Cotter stone. And if there's ever a miss by Jim Cotter, he would potentially get his deuce, but this one looks like it's going to bounce just ever so slightly.
Yeah, pretty straightforward here for Jim. Just get rid of this yellow and make sure there's at least 2 blues in the house when it's all said and done, and then Brent will either hit or draw for his single.
Clean. Yep.
Clean. Boy.
And no mistake from Jim, so it'll be Brent Pierce drawing against 3. And he couldn't have gotten out of the hack any faster.
I assume he's already thrown it.
Oh,
by the way
yes.
you
Oh,
said
yeah.
That.
He's
the cameraman
already
hasn't even caught up yet.
No sooner did Jeff put the broom down than Brent came out, but there's nothing here from Nick or Jared.
Looks pretty good, I think.
No,
I think so too. They need it to stop. And I think that may have gone just too far.
I do, boy.
Yellow to me, but take a look.
I think it's yellow myself. I was going to agree with Jeff there. I think Grant needed to put a little extra into that.
Yeah, tough to tell from our camera angle.
I think it's yellow.
I'm almost legally blind, so I probably shouldn't weigh in on this.
I've got new contacts in, so hopefully those help.
That was the 10th one, though.
Nice. I like how prepared you are. You're like, I'm going to be commentating the BC Provincials. I better upgrade these contact lenses. So yeah, maybe you know, if indeed this didn't stop in time for Brent, Melissa, maybe a little bit of a victim of the time clock there, having to throw it so quickly. But we'll see here what the measurement says.
I think it's yellow.
And indeed, so the contact lenses win out over the over the Coke bottle glasses I'm currently wearing. So it did indeed stop in time. So Brent Pierce will tie this game up at 5. Jim Cotter will have the hammer in the all-important 8th end. When we come back, you're watching Curl BC TV. Welcome back, curling fans, inside the Chilliwack Curling Club.
Wait only.
John Cullen alongside Melissa Soligo. You're there. As Jim Cotter and Brent Pierce do battle to get that coveted spot in the 1-2 game against Jacques Gauthier. And Melissa, again, that 7th end, we're seeing two teams that are just trying to get control of the game, and really we haven't seen a dominant team emerge so far.
Not in the last half for sure. Not the last few ends. Pardon me. It's it's been a back and forth momentum as we mentioned earlier. So it's getting a lot. It's not just about qualifying, as you say, John. It's about getting in that really important game 1-2 where you get the 2 chances. So there's a lot of pressure on both these teams. And you can see Brent Pierce knowing that it's tied without hammer. He's going to put up the double center guard. And really try and put some pressure on Team Cotter here.
Yeah, we certainly talk about this a lot in curling, and maybe even more important in the 10-end game than the 8-end game is
good.
The 8th end,
It's here, guys.
as opposed to the 6th end in an 8-end game where
too much room.
Jim Cotter has 2 hammers in theory to Brent's 1. So it's a situation here, Melissa, I assume, where Jim's even happy to score 1 here.
I would agree. I would really agree that would be the most important thing here, I think, is to score.
Back 8?
Yeah, back 4, yeah.
Lean.
Back 8.
Back 8.
Lean, yep.
Back 8.
Yeah, our line. Gotta go line. Never off, Nick. Never off. We're almost at the center guard. We're on the center guard.
Wow, that one really curled. You okay there, John? Did you fall off your chair?
Sorry, no.
So much too.
Just went.
You got it into the.
I had a. Well, look, I had to
I
blow my nose. There's really just no way to say it in a good way.
Yeah. Came
So I
down
had
like,
to run off to blow my nose, and then when I came back to pick up my headset, it was a near disaster. I'll just say that.
Okay, well, as long as
But
you
I'm
use
okay
your
now,
Scotty's
I'm good.
issue. Yeah, okay. Good.
It wasn't a disaster to me. Oh, thank you for showing me blowing my nose on camera.
No line.
Great.
Wow, you got lots going on there, John.
What
you
a
got
thrill.
your tea and you got. Are you
I
eating
got a
something?
tea, I got a
and-
cookie.
Curl.
Well, look, Melissa,
Wow.
if you visit Antarctica, you don't go without a coat.
Over the top.
So that's basically exactly
you
what's
like
happening
this?
right now to me. This is my Antarctica.
Say it. I don't want to.
I've
don't
got
mind
an
the
apple
run?
orchard spice tea. I've got a chocolate chip cookie. I've got some.
Life is
Whatever you
good.
guys want. I don't
yeah,
care.
I've got some Scotty's
Yeah, I like
facial
the run.
tissue here.
What do you want, Jeff?
Yeah.
I'm ready to roll.
Perfect. So we've had two sort of slight misses there. On the first one, Jared hitting the guard on his come around attempt, and then same thing happened here on Andrews.
Hard!
Nice shot.
There is a lot of yellow
He's all
stones
mad 'cause
outside of
we
this,
called the shot.
out of the rings here, John, for Team Pierce to use at some point.
Yeah, really nice shot there from Jared Colomea, getting rid of one of those blues in the house and leaving his up front. And you could see a little score update there as well. Cody Tanaka has gotten himself back in this game with Sean Giel. It's now tied 6-6. They're playing the 8th end, Giel with the hammer.
Top 4. Okay, whoa.
And we've seen actually a couple times in this tournament, Sean Giel has had a 4-point lead in the second half of the game and has gone on to lose. So I'm sure it's not a movie that he'd like to see again.
Yep.
Trying to get the inside of that. That's a pretty darn good shot.
Really nice shot there from Andrew Nerpin.
What do you like?
Back 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
back 8 on that.
Sure.
Brent's pretty easy going, just having a call there by Jared and Jeff.
4.
Back 8, back 4.
Rube.
Back 8.
Rube.
Back
Yeah.
8.
Just trying to move
Jared,
this yellow one
it's
and to
back
get to the
Jared!
close to the face of it as they possibly can.
Come on, get in the game.
I'm
Okay.
not sure what happened there,
If
John.
he's
They were
done, like,
sweeping for
just
curl
tell
and
him to go
they.
off. He didn't say a word the whole way down the sheet. Both shots.
You told him to sweep.
Yeah, so you can hear just
Oh,
Jeff
boy.
and Brent a little upset with each other. I think Jeff thought that maybe Brent missed the
I like
sweeping
that.
call on that one, and Brent maybe didn't agree.
Forward.
So they were exchanging some words there, but yeah, it seemed like you said, Melissa, just maybe, again, a little miscommunication. Jeff didn't know what weight he was throwing last end, and then it seemed there the sweepers weren't exactly sure what to do, but in any
Solid board.
case, a really nice
They're
chance
solid.
here for Grant Olson. If he can just make this yellow one go away, it'll be blue sitting 3.
Good.
And
That ends
indeed.
up pretty good. I don't
First
think you
one,
can get all
just
3
throw it
going.
Real straight, eh? Just close. I think the right yours first. That one first.
No, I think you got to go thin as possible on yours.
Okay.
And they might be able to get all 3 actually, John, if you can hit the outside one first and push it over. Jeff might be able to get
Inside.
things going.
Inside.
And no sweeping
Get it
from
out, Nick,
Meister
get it
out.
or
Blue one, blue
Colomea,
one.
and that blue will not leave the ring. So not a great result there for Team Pierce. Jeff would have loved for that one to get out of the rings, because now
board
Melissa
again.
too.
Board down.
He's not only not gotten it out, but he's got some separation there between those blues.
Yeah, we can't high side it. Just roll.
Yeah.
Board down a bit.
Hair less.
So Grant being asked to throw just board weight. He really, really wants to get to the face of this just slightly on the inside if he can and roll under. You obviously can't high side this, or like Jim was indicating, you'd remove your own shot stone.
Yes!
Looks like there's enough room for it though.
Real good.
Yeah, that's a nice touch there from
really nice.
The veteran from the Kamloops Curling Club, Grant Olson. And you can see there, those two blues, Melissa, pretty much dead buried, and I guess really now Melissa, Brent's got to freeze for his life.
I believe so. I think that's all he got.
Yeah.
All he has is just a corner freeze that blue stone shot rock.
Coming across the slide path.
And really try to prevent Jim Cotter from getting 2 or more. This will be about the only shot he has at the moment.
Like that weight you threw last end was like right here. That's almost what you want to throw.
So it's been an up and down game, but this is perhaps the most critical moment so far. Brent Pierce needs to make a corner freeze. Jim Cotter laying 3 with the hammer here in the crucial end number 8.
Yeah, I like it.
It's got to be close.
Top 4.
I think they need a big one here too, John, just to maybe try and get back on the same page. You see some of the discussions going on out there with Team Pierce. So if Brent could ever make a good one here.
No, not by this second one yet.
And they will rub the guard.
Wait, it was perfect.
And my goodness, Melissa. This is starting to look like
I'm worried about the guard, because then you force them into that.
A massive end in the potential outcome of this game.
Whereas if we know that he makes that, then you got it.
Brent, you know, he feels like he threw good weight,
not a great shot.
but that one just hung for quite a while.
Do you ever guard the hole?
There's a couple options here. I think they could throw a guard, but I heard Jim say that he's not a big fan of the guard. Just in case for any reason they somehow throw the wide in, turn, come around or something and get shot.
Good guard.
I don't know if they get shot, but
we guard
second
this.
stone maybe.
You're going to have to play this run.
Yeah.
Right? Or a double tap.
I guess if he
Yeah, it's really one of those situations where you're just trying to figure out how you can twist the knife, but also
if we don't, like, if we guard this,
not hurt yourself in the process.
Time
out.
Yeah, Jim talked about hitting that one that was just thrown by Brent Pierce.
I would just hate to, like,
you know, you could
do this.
I don't mind the nose, but is it worth taking the risk that if it hangs then it jams? So we'll listen to what the guys have to say here.
This is not an easy draw.
No. But like, if we ever did this, he draws here, spins off, and gets shot. I don't even get it out. I'd rather leave him that to try and sit one.
I agree.
Okay.
Just guard that. You like that? Yeah. Okay.
We don't want to over curl though, right? We're better off to be here.
Yeah.
Okay. Right there, Grant. You like that?
So Melissa, it seems like
Do you think that's enough place for a guard?
they're going to throw the guard
I don't
here.
know. Like,
Did
if
you
we're
see
here, it's okay.
any
Right?
other option?
No, like I said, they talked about hitting that one that's just outside the rings, but I really don't think you need to. The only chance, if you throw a guard in the middle here and guard that yellow stone, the only thing I think that Brent Pierce has is the double run on the 2 yellows on the right-hand side as we look at it. So
I think we're okay.
I don't think there's any harm in doing this. And even if Brent were to make that, you know, it's still a chance for at least 2 here for Jim Cotter. So I like this call. I think this is a good call, and I think that this is, you know, obviously a high percentage shot, just throwing not just throwing a guard and trying to not line anything up for Team Pierce.
Yeah, I agree with you, Melissa. I think if you're Cotter, you're thrilled getting 2 in the 8th. You know, it's a bonus to get more than that, but you know, you don't have to lose the forest for the trees here.
We're good. Yep.
We're good.
If you guard this up, you know, Brent's throwing a really high difficulty shot anyway. If he misses it, you're getting 4 or 3, and that's pretty much game over.
Perfect.
So,
that's right.
Yeah, nice. I agree with you, and it seemed like Jim came to that realization pretty quickly too.
I mean, so it's pretty much
so there's 2 options here. You can run the 2 on the left, or you can run the 2 on the right. think the 2 on the right, it's very difficult to get both.
Need much ice?
Probably not. Hack.
2 on the left, if he ever sticks it, you know, it'd be an incredible shot and be shot raw.
Right on the nose.
Nose.
Sounds like they're throwing hack though. I think maybe they're just playing actually the raise, are they?
Sounds to me like it. Yeah, I would imagine if they're playing hack here, they're probably just playing the bump into the button area, which I don't mind that call either, Melissa, because I guess what you gain from
I don't either.
Is even if you don't bump it to shot, you might bump it to at least second shot. Then you're cutting Jim down, and there's no easy draw path here either.
I agree. I think this is a fabulous call. Really experienced call here by Brent Pierce. If nothing else, you want to get one of your Yellowstones in the ring somewhere, preferably out counting.
Not heavy.
So here we go, final stone for Brent Pierce in the 8th, and it could be a game changer, one way or the other. Looks like a little heavier than hack.
Oh wow!
And they will roll that in for third shot. But Jim Cotter lying the 2 with 1 still to come.
Yeah, I was trying to.
They swept that for straight early, and I guess it was. I don't think it curled enough. Do you, John?
No, it didn't curl enough. No, certainly they curled across the face of it. So. Yeah, I don't know if maybe they just didn't quite have it eyeballed angle-wise as well as they thought.
You threw down this path a couple ends ago.
Yeah, certainly.
You threw down the same path.
This will be quicker than remember
not,
the other
not
ones
a great
are
result.
Yeah.
Jim Cotter just needs to draw for a piece of the 8-foot here for 3 in the 8th.
Piece of the 8.
And after going down 3-0 to start, having a 3-0 lead with 2 ends to play, or sorry, a 3-point lead with 2 ends to play would be massive.
And you're right, John. This is a big point. Jim did miss a draw a couple lands ago for a second point, so he's not going to want to miss this.
Easy. Got a curl.
So just needs a piece of the 8-foot here. Does Jim Cotter?
Line's good.
And Andrew Nerpin trying to bring this off of the corner guard, and he will. They will guide that into the 4-foot indeed. So a big end for Jim Cotter here in the 8th. Takes the lead for just the second time in this game, and it is a big one. He will have an 8-5 lead when we come back. Brent Pierce will have the hammer. We'll see if he can find his way back into this. You're watching the BC Men's B Final. Welcome back, curling fans.
That'll work.
9th end here of
Make it good.
The BC Men's B Final. Team Brent Pierce against Team Jim Cotter. And Melissa, a huge 8th end for Jim Cotter, has a 3-point lead. I guess it's kind of all out time now. If you're Brent Pierce, you probably have to get at least 2 of these points back, right?
Absolutely, I would think so for sure. And Brent's going to have to take some chances this end with a hammer and 9. And you know, it's such an interesting game. Like, Brent started this game with that 3-point lead, and you know, as I said, it was in the first end, doesn't matter as much, but now they're down 3 points with only 2 ends to go. So really important here now for Brent to pull out all the stops.
Well, and it's, you know, not only did Brent start with a 3-0 lead, but if you remember back in the third end, Melissa, Brent had a shot for 3. So if Brent makes that shot for 3 in the third end, he's leading 6-2.
Mine's a little tighter.
But instead gave up a steal in
Keep
the
it
third.
moving.
That's right.
Back into it 3-3, and
okay.
it's a lesson we learned this week as well. Team Czechia and the Islanders, we had a really strong couple of ends against Jim to start out. Had a chance to potentially put 5 or 6 points on the board. Only managed to put 2 on the board, and then Jim kind of turned it around. And you know, that's how it is at this level. You don't get too many opportunities, and if you don't take them, then the other team's going to get theirs. And if they take them, then this is what happens. You can all of a sudden end up down 3.
That's what this game's about, right, John? It's about your opportunities and taking advantage of them. That is for sure. And you know, this high level, you don't get very many, and if you don't take advantage of them, then you're going to be in trouble as the game goes on. So 2 great guards there by Nick Meister, and a good setup obviously by Rick Sawatsky as well. So Andrew Nerpin here, now drawing to the middle as well, trying to continue the pressure on Team Pierce.
Top 8, top 4.
Yeah, we've really seen. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say you go ahead. I was just going to say, you know, if you're Team Cotter, you're happy to give up 1. You're happy to even potentially give up 2. You just don't want to give up any more than that.
Yes, for sure, for sure. I was just going to talk about Andrew Nerpin throwing a draw here, and he throws it so well, which illustrates my point. You know, I think we've talked about Jared, and Andrew is cut from the same cloth.
That or jiggle him a little bit.
I think in the past we've kind of thought of seconds
back 12
as bangers. You know, you hit everything, and you know, maybe they're not the best drawers, but with the 5 rock rule, it's really made it so that seconds have to be able to draw too, you know. And I know with Andrew and Jared both have played a lot of back end before, played a lot of third, and in Andrew's case some skip as well. And you know, it's a skill set you have to develop now as a second. You have to be able to make those draws, and we've seen really nice soft shots from both Jared and Andrew this afternoon.
Looks pretty good.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. 2 of the best right here, and it's great to watch them and make those kind of shots. It's a good point. So it's peel time, I would say, for Jim Cotter.
Which one do you want?
Sure.
It was a pretty good shot by Andrew. Just tried to move things around a little bit. Does keep his stone right in front of the blue one, so it's in a good position.
That will roll right to a center guard. I don't know if that's what they were trying.
Like that?
Yeah.
No, no, it wasn't. But plan B or C, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This turn or this turn?
I think I got to throw the in with like control.
Yeah, we see this sometimes, Melissa, too. I think with the 5 rock rule, you do actually sometimes see teams change their plans on a half-made shot like that, where like it's like, okay, well, we're laying 3. Maybe we just got to go for it.
Yeah.
Yep. Control. Gotta go. Yep. Gotta go.
So throwing control weight here for Jared, trying to hit the hit and roll behind that yellow guard, preferably. This one's curling a lot, I think. Oh, it is too. Wow.
So that will leave the house undisturbed. And a pretty nice setup here if you're Jim Cotter, that's for sure.
Yes! Hard! Hard, nerd! Hard! I got it. Right out. Right out. You're good. You're good.
Nice shot there by Grant Olson.
Sorry, buddy, I just slid real full on you.
Yeah, I know it's hard, eh? It's okay.
I just didn't want to like airball it. It worked out pretty good. Like.
So I guess, Melissa, now if you're Brent, you're just trying to get as many rocks into the rings as you can.
Yep, just keep on piling them into the middle and try and, you know, get some angles on the blue stone so that if Jim Cotter tries to remove any, he'll probably lose some of his own as well. I hear back 8, so they might be tapping just to create a bit of a barrier behind the tee line.
Oh, not at all, not at all.
This looks pretty good. That's a nice shot. Really nice shot.
Some nice touch there.
Really hard to remove those for sure.
Play it off
some
this
nice touch
one.
there from Jeff Richard. It is still Cotter lying the 3.
Noser.
Yeah, a little.
Hair high.
Hair high.
Hair.
Yeah, you like the end?
Okay.
Peel.
This is all about elimination, and you know it's really tough to remove those yellow stones, and he's no doubt going to lose a blue one as well, but it's all about trying to get those away from the blue stones.
Whoa. Yep.
Plan B here maybe?
Good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, great shot though.
Yeah,
Gets
worked
one out of the
well.
rings, that's key.
Sometimes you just got to throw them hard and see what happens.
Yeah. Like that?
Yeah. He just hammers that blue and they both go, but.
A little more. Have a little more.
You gotta go.
Shoot it closer. Top 8.
Top 8.
Roop. Whoa, roop.
Just top 8.
Line's pretty good. Getting better. Got a curl still. Got a curl.
Just trying to corner freeze on this blue one here. Maybe just touch in behind.
Okay. Hammers that blue and they go.
Not quite where he would have liked that, I think.
No, I think it just ticked maybe the top blue one.
We could this way though.
Yeah, I think so.
Take that, springs.
Maybe. Speak sure, get rid of one.
Get
right?
one. Think if you hit that, you won't hit that one, right?
Right. It might, but.
Yeah,
okay.
maybe.
Out turn.
Sorry?
Out turn.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of one.
Okay.
Looks to me, Melissa, like Jim might be able to get both of these yellows out here.
Out.
Yeah, you almost have to hit the nose to get both, and then you can see it there. It's edge on edge on that blue one that's kind of on the top 12 there. So it'll be close, and yeah, like you hear Jim there. You might get them both. The key, obviously, is just to get rid of
We
one.
can catch it thin.
Okay.
Get them that way too.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Tick, tick, eh?
Yeah.
And you might be able to hear the sound of many rocks traveling down the sheet. We have our first final out here on the ice. Team Sebastian Robillard victorious over Team Jason Montgomery.
Yep! Whoa! Yes! Hard!
And Jim only able to get one of them out, so chance here for Brent.
That's good.
Here.
And I think that wasn't the original call, but Jim seemed to call them on because he might have been maybe a titch wide, but he was trying to do the thin double, and obviously that other yellow wasn't going to go anywhere. But
We just gotta be
good chance here for Brent to try and keep these rocks apart here and try and get a deuce.
Yeah.
So the final score in the Robillard-Montgomery game was 10-3
Fight the top of the team
for Sebastian Robillard. So he will move on to the C final. That'll go tonight at 7 p.m. local time, where he will play the winner of Team Sean Giel and Team Cody Tanaka. We've talked about how the winner of our game here will move on to the 1-2 game. The loser will drop to the other C final, and they will play the winner of Adam Fenton and Cameron DeYoung. So we'll keep an eye on those scores for as long as we're out here.
Got all there right now.
Close.
Right here,
Of course,
boys.
tonight we will have continuing coverage. This time we'll be switching over to the BC Scotties
Curl or fanny?
side of things
Got a curl.
for the ladies 1-2 game.
Where are we?
The one being
like
Corinne
team,
Brown
back
and the
team.
two
Right
being
here?
Clancy
No,
Grandy.
we're not there.
I think we just got to
Should
sit.
be a great one. That will also go at 7 p.m. local time here in Chilliwack.
Didn't curl much.
Yeah.
And again, Melissa, I think it looks to me like Jim could double these off.
I think there's a good chance that one on the button is ever so slightly higher. So I think with the right weight, I think he can. I think it's pretty close. And if not, again, if he happens to give up 2 here, he would be very content with that as well.
So well played end here from Jim Cotter, and we'll see if he can put the bow on top of it with his last stone here in end number 9. Chance to make a double takeout and force Brent Pierce to a single.
Whoa. Curl.
And nothing from Nerpin or Swatsky. And he won't. So a miss from Jim Cotter, and Melissa, we may have a 10th here. We may have a game.
I think so. Yeah, I think Jim just put that out ever so slightly on his release, I saw, and that kind of speed, there's not much you can do with the rock in terms of making it curl. So it just goes under. So great chance here now for Brent Pierce to repeat the same shot and get his deuce on the board. At least if we're out here, John, we get to see some of the other results still.
That's true, and I mean, we've seen it all week this week. It's you know, with this 5 rock rule, it is it's easy to steal. So, or not easy, but easier than it used to be. So certainly a 1-point deficit by no means has Brent Pierce out of this game. So no mistake on the draw from Brent Pierce, and Jim Cotter will have the hammer and a 1-point lead when we come back. Brent Pierce will try to steal the victory. You're watching the BC Men's B Final on Curl BC TV. Welcome back, curling fans. A good look there as really a perfect shot from Nick Meister here in end number 10. Jim Cotter with a 1-point lead and the hammer. John Cullen alongside Melissa Soligo. And Melissa, give us a little bit of insight here into Brent Pierce's mentality coming into this 10th end, needing to steal a point.
Well, these are one of the situations where it really doesn't matter if you lose by 1 or you lose by 4. He's going to have to throw everything he can at Team Cotter right now. So he's going to, as you said, that guard by Nick Meister doesn't look great, but it's actually perfect because you want to get your guards as far apart as possible. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be asked to throw a second guard, and this one will be just outside the rings. And so this is a really good opportunity here for Brent to get set up here in the 10th end.
Go, Jeff.
Yeah, it can sometimes, I can tell you as a former lead, that's a tricky shot that just over the hog line. You almost never throw a guard there except for in this situation. So it's something that you have to practice and you have to be dialed into. And obviously Nick Meister, one of the best leads in the province and has been for some time, makes it good and makes the second one good too. So nice setup here for Team Pierce, and give you a little update from our other games. As we said, it was Adam Fenton with a big single point in the 8th end to take the lead over Cameron DeYoung. He had been trailing the entire game, took the lead for the first time in the 8th end 6-5, but then Cameron DeYoung rebounded with 4 in the 9th end, a massive 4 points.
Gotta go hard.
So it is Cameron DeYoung leading Adam Fenton by 3. They're playing the 10th.
Gotta go. Come on, Nurse, go.
And right beside them, Sean Giel had a 1-point lead, but Cody Tanaka scored 2 in the 9th. So Sean Giel is in a similar situation here to
here coming in.
Or sorry,
really curls here.
Different situation than the game we're in. He's down 1, but has the hammer. Sorry, my brain is starting to freeze.
There's so, analytics is a huge thing now in curling, and when you look at Team Cotter being up 1 with hammer, which is a very unique situation and very situation where you feel like you're in lots of control, I would say that Team Cotter probably has around an 85-86% chance of winning this game based on analytics. I don't have the updated numbers, but those numbers were given out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, certainly a big advantage to have the hammer and be up 1. Having that extra cushion, because even if you do give up a steal, it's likely only of 1, and then you have another chance to win in the extra with the hammer. So that contributes to that high percentage. So.
And a little mistake there by Jared on his first. Unfortunately, he was late and just ticked the guard. Not happy with that, so it does give Andrew the opportunity to do the straight peel.
Where was that weight?
That weight should have been close.
Should be good.
Close. Yeah.
It'd be a little nicer out here, eh?
Yeah.
John, it looks like they're coming in to freeze that one that's in on the button there, but I'm just curious, would you ever throw potentially another center guard here
back 4
as well?
You're gonna have to go
close. Yeah, you could throw another one for sure. I think the problem for Brent here is that even if you threw a high center guard, right, the idea of throwing guards is to potentially get a nose, right, is your opponent makes a mistake and noses it. But if Team Cotter were to nose it, they probably get rid of your other guards, or at least one of your other guards. So
right.
There's maybe not like an especially great place to put it. Maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know, but that to me seems like one of the reasons why maybe you'd bring the play into the house this early.
Hit this one first.
Yeah, I think so. It's a little safer.
I don't think I can go through the. Can I ever get through the hole?
You gotta hit this one first.
I don't think so.
That one? If you hit that one first, that's gonna
hit this first. This one.
Ours. Which, as long as they go out, it's not. If we get all 3 yellows, it doesn't.
You
really
think
matter,
intern
right?
again?
Yeah. Intern, yeah.
You like that? I think so. In case I'm wide, then I'll get that one first.
Right.
We hit this one's not bad. Then we'll kick over here, but yeah. Unless you think it's better to play that, but then we lose that 2.
No, I like getting rid of these.
So you can see there, Team Cotter getting a little lower in time, but they still have a timeout left. So
hit the one on the center line first.
Not in huge danger of running out of time. And
touch the one on the center line
Pierce
first.
Played this second half pretty quickly, Melissa. They're not really in much danger of running out of time either.
No, unbelievable how fast they played and how well they played as well. So interesting, like it's good for Andrew throwing the shot to come down and have a look and really get on the same page as Jim Cotter as to what they want to do with this shot. Obviously, they'd love to remove both of those yellow stones and maybe even punch your yellow one blue one, into the rings like that.
Good. Just like that.
That's a great shot.
Beautiful shot from Andrew Nurpin.
Really good.
And just like that, Jim Cotter lying 3 with the hammer, up 1, playing 10. That's a sentence you'd certainly love to hear. Would be music to your ears if you're Jim Cotter. Going to be tricky now, Melissa, without the guard up. You know, what exactly can Brent do to get himself back in this here?
Yeah, it's all about rock placement for sure, and trying to find, a way to put it in. You gotta either tap some things, you gotta freeze the things, you gotta really hope for a miss, I think, by your opposition. So
Curl, curl.
Pierce is
curl.
just going to try and keep putting these rocks in decent positions.
Move it back, Jared. Move it back.
Go, Jared.
Trying to punch this one back if they can. Would have liked to have gotten to the nose of that, but
It's fine.
I think the one that's causing
Great
Jim
field,
trouble,
fine.
or will cause Jim trouble in the
That's
future
really
here,
good.
John, is that one that's
Very-
sitting right on the butt right now.
Gotta roll
Because if Brent
Regular.
Pierce ever can freeze to
Regular.
that one or even tap it a couple inches, I'm not sure how you'd get rid of
How's
it.
that
So
look?
that's
Good.
why they did try and open up that one, expose that one that's on the button. But for Jim Cotter, pretty straightforward here, just about elimination.
Just reg. Yes! Keep it on that line, Dirk. Hard. Keep it on there. Hard! Hard! Okay.
So Grant Olson will disappear that one, and it's 4
Just gotta
blueberries
slide off it to the top of
counting
the
right
bat
now.
line.
But as you said, Melissa, still some opportunities
Like,
here for Brent
pretty-
to
like
get
same
some rocks
weight,
in some
yeah.
good spots.
Yeah, they were trying to roll that blue shooter of Grant over to the center line so that this shot that Jeff's about to throw wasn't there. And so this is a good opportunity now for Jeff.
Back 4.
Just coming through that court. Back 4 weight, try and move the blue ones around a little.
Whoa, whoa.
Back 4.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Right off, right
Just
off.
back
right
4.
off.
Whoa!
Curl. Good shot.
Dingle, dingle, dangle.
It's a pretty good result.
Very good result. They're lucky. That did hit the top blue one.
That's that Kelowna tickler I was talking about earlier. Just
Yes,
a
very
little
much.
chisel, and no big deal. So that, like you said, Melissa, it's almost you were reading the tea leaves there. That button rock maybe a bit of an issue here for Jim Cotter.
Whoa!
Remains to be seen. Grant Olson just going to try and get rid of this top yellow first.
It's actually not bad.
And
Well, that
will not.
that worked out okay, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, maybe not exactly what they called, but. So Team Pierce has both of their timeouts still remaining, so they'll take them on both of Brent's last 2 stones. So we'll hear what they have to say here.
Yep.
I guess not much.
Just you think it's straightening up a little bit? You want a little less? Like,
You
what
want
do
to
you
freeze
like?
it? Yeah. Okay.
Just a
Should
straight
be
freeze.
good, I don't know.
think this should be fine. Speed should
You know,
be,
I know
like
Grant
just
was
run
really
nice.
trying to
Yeah.
remove that Yellowstone that was top 12, and then the reason for that is
Speed still should
it's
be
in the
good
way of
here.
the draw path if Jim would ever need it. So, you know, it was a good result for sure by Grant, but it does block that side of the ice, so there's
Yeah.
no draw path there now.
Like Jeff was back 8 almost, and that's why it ran a little bit.
yeah.
So an opportunity here for Brent Pierce to
Line's good.
potentially find his way into a steal
Top
situation.
button.
Needs to make a freeze with his first.
Wait's pretty close.
Here
Want to go
in
wait.
10.
Line's good.
Want to go wait.
Yep, go. Line's perfect. Top button. Line's perfect. All you got.
Kalamea and Meister trying to drag this to that blue.
On bad spot.
And despite their best
Yeah, that's
effort,
fine.
it'll come up a little bit short. But you heard Jeff say, Melissa, not a
Just a
bad
little light
spot.
kick, eh?
I feel like I agree.
I would agree as well. There's 2 Yellowstones there that are potentially usable right now for Team Pierce. So Jim Cotter's going to have to be careful here. He's going to try, I think he's going to try and hit and roll towards the center. If he happens to nose it or hit and roll away, there's an easy tap there for Brent Pierce to
Or the run back, I guess.
really put the pressure on Jim and his last shot. So
Okay.
That should be okay. Shouldn't overcurl that, hey?
I don't think it's over, Caroline. No.
So decent outcome there for Brent Pierce. He's going to have something on his last for sure.
Nose isn't bad. Try and roll right on top ours.
Okay.
Good control.
Easy. Close.
Clean.
So first stone here for
Whoa.
Jim Cotter.
Curl. Curl.
And
Hard.
number 10.
Hard.
Rick Sawatsky trying to bring this one over.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I didn't want that.
Okay.
And this is Melissa for Brent Pierce. Not a bad setup, considering they're down.
Incredibly good setup, actually.
Wait, I think. I mean, I like bumper, but
if you tap this straight
hit
back,
works, yeah, because we're third at the back now, right?
I mean, this might even be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you're Brent, Melissa, do you necessarily need to tap it through? Do you need to lie 3? Like, is it a better situation to just only move that blue
what do you want to
a little
see?
bit? I don't know. What it looks like they are just throwing the hit.
Think, bumper.
They are throwing hit. I kind of agree with you, though. I'm not sure if you have to actually remove it from play, but maybe he just feels more comfortable with the hit here. If he makes this perfect right on the nose onto nose, I'm not sure Jim might have to. I'm not sure he can play the double for shot rock, actually. He probably can't, because that other yellow one in the back 8 may count. So really interesting situation here now.
Clean.
Final stone, Brent Pierce, 10th end.
Yep.
He's down 1, and if he makes that, if he makes this, has a potential chance at a steal.
Hard. Gotta go. Whoa.
Oh, nice.
Makes it exactly
What
the
a
way
shot.
he wanted to, and so just like that, Brent Pierce sitting 3, down 1, and my goodness, is Jim
boys.
just drawing to give up 1 here, Melissa?
Hey. Probably giving him 1.
Yeah, I think so.
It's fine.
I mean, that's all or nothing, right? I think you might get it enough to.
It might, yeah.
I think you're right, John. I think that's the best case scenario is draw to the 4-foot, maybe the button, but you're likely going to give up the steal here. You have to hit pin pretty much to get your single, and that's pretty difficult, I would say.
We have another final just next door. It was Cameron DeYoung defeating Adam Fenton. So DeYoung will move on to the C final, and they will play the loser of this game. Sorry, Melissa, I do agree with you. It was a fantastic shot by Brent.
Speed's nice here.
Yeah, what a terrific end here by Team Pierce.
So last rock, 10th end, Jim Cotter facing 3.
T-line.
If he can find a piece of the button, he'll win.
Line's good.
But mostly just looking to cut Brent Pierce down to 1 and force the extra. Durbin and Swatsky on this right out of the hand.
Just sweep
Is
this
it
for
going to
4.
get there?
Hard.
Can they get
they
it
gotta
there?
go just to
Durbin
get it there.
Swatsky.
Real hard.
Can they get it there?
Okay.
They will get it there to indeed cut Brent down to 1.
Wow.
But we are getting some bonus curling. It's been a topsy-turvy game here all afternoon, Melissa, and this 10th end. No exception, so Brent Pierce steals 1. Jim Cotter will have the hammer in the extra end. The teams get a 4-minute break in between the ends, and we'll take 1-2. We'll see you back here in, about 3 minutes time for the extra end here in this men's B final.
When I grow up, I want to be a superhero. I want to be a firefighter. I want to graduate university. I don't know what I want to be. I want to be an archaeologist. I want to be a scientist. Pilot, coach, carpenter. I'm going to be a curling champion.
Kids dream big. Your support will help them realize their dreams on and off the ice.
That has to be the most Canadian thing I've ever seen.
Well, maybe if he was also eating a poutine.
Whoa. And drinking maple syrup.
And he's also a curler.
Guys, you know I've never actually been curling before.
And you call yourself a Canadian?
I'm sorry.
There's more than 1,000 curling facilities in Canada. Be a good Canadian and find one near you today.
Hello, curling fans, and welcome back. Continuing coverage of the BC Men's Provincial Championships B final action. Team Pierce, Team Cotter, John Cullen alongside Melissa Soligo. And Melissa, what a game.
Getting in the slower stuff.
I mean, it's just been back and forth, the teams trading control.
Make it good.
And now I guess, Melissa, really the key for Team Pierce here, just kind of repeat the script. They had a fantastic 10th end to get that steal.
Oh, they really did, and it all started with Nick Meister setting it up perfect. It was just two absolutely well-placed guards to start that end off, and you know, Team Cotter wasn't really in any trouble until perhaps maybe Jim's first one.
Probably got to go for line
they
early.
really wanted to nose it or roll in, and unfortunately rolled away and hit their own rock that was back four.
Can't.
But as you say, it's a repeat here for Team Pierce, just putting these rocks in good places. Really doesn't want this one to slide into the rings, though.
Okay.
Take it.
It's fine.
And that will indeed go a little bit deep from Nick Meister, so chance here for Rick Sawatsky to freeze on top of it.
Top 12. Yeah, go then. Line will be good.
We actually saw last end, Melissa, the
top 12.
Double guard strategy didn't really affect Team Pierce. They didn't end up really making use of the double guard strategy, so maybe it'll work for them again here in the extra.
Keep going, go, 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 go. Keep going.
Good scrub, guys. Sorry.
Good sweep, guys.
Yeah, or around it for shot.
Yeah. Okay, I think the speed's still good here.
So another freeze here called for Jared Colomea.
A little bit snug for line.
That's good.
Kind of want to go for weight a bit. Top 4.
Okay, line's okay. Line's okay.
Weight's close.
Line's okay. Line's okay.
Weight's good.
Stay
close.
Yep.
Almost get buttoned.
Line, room.
It almost get buttoned.
We're just
back button.
Well, we're not getting by this one.
While we are on break as well, I can confirm another final for you. Cody Tanaka stealing 2 in the 10th end against Sean Giel. And so Cody Tanaka moving on to the C finals, his first BC provincials as a skip. And an impressive performance from his team to fight back in that game. They were down 3 as late as the
well, if we just peel something
6th end.
Angle, so
and
I don't
fought their
mind
way
in
back
this.
into the game and ended up beating Giel by 3. So it'll be Cody Tanaka
forward.
facing off
Are we
against
trying to roll
Sebastian Robillard in the 1C final, and the other C final will feature Cameron DeYoung
Like
against the
that?
loser
Yeah,
of this
like that.
game. And as we've said all game long, the winner of this game will move on to tomorrow morning's 1-2 game to play Jacques Gauthier.
Yes, Fred!
For the right to get the bye to the final.
Yes! Yep, right to it, right to it. Good brush, Grant.
Trying to hit this one in the back here and roll away if they can. Like to maybe have had it stayed in the rings, but doesn't really matter, I don't think.
2 feet less?
Yeah.
We still have a little bit
we
at the
can
end for
even,
back
we can even
buttons,
just
so
let
we're
it
close.
go. Yeah, same. It's like it's real close.
So Jared Colomea will look to bring this into the forefoot.
You can see they talked about, Jim Cotter's talked about peeling that guard, John, and he
Stop
said if he did do that, the angles weren't that great in the rings for them, and that's why they elected not to do that yet. But we'll see what happens here where Jared comes. He's trying to do the exact same thing.
We're close, we're close.
Pretty much
Go, Nick,
hit
go!
back
No,
button.
not Nick, not Nick.
Jeff!
Or even, yeah, it looks like they're going to try and even corner freeze that blue one, which is a fantastic shot.
Very well.
Yeah, really good spot there for Jared
Really nice.
Colomea. Yep. Just like you said, Melissa, really anywhere on that line is a good spot, but I like that that corner freeze is probably the best spot. Forces the peel here out of Andrew Nerpin.
It's clean. Shot.
No problem there. And I would imagine we'll see Jeff Richard replace the guard. And indeed we will.
At least one.
Yeah.
So again, a reminder, we'll be back here in about 2 hours' time, 7 p.m. local, with the ladies' 1-2 game. Team Corinne Brown against Team Clancy Grandy here on Curl BC TV. And then we'll have coverage of the playoffs all weekend long for you on Curl BC TV, cbcsports.ca, and Check TV.
Gotta go.
Straight only.
Where's it go?
We'll be live tomorrow at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. local time
Keep going, keep going,
with
keep going,
the
keep going.
semifinals, and then we'll have
Keep going,
the women's and men's finals for you on Sunday at 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. So it's going to be a great weekend of curling as we figure out which teams will represent British Columbia at the Brier and the Scotties.
Right?
Probably.
Yep. Yes! Clean, clean, clean.
So peel thrown and, or sorry, peel called and peel made.
Nice shot there by Grant, and it's going to be decision time here now on third stones, third to last stone, I should say.
If you corner freeze on, is he not coming down with the and hitting the 8 and doubling him out and just? But he could end up spinning the 1 to the back.
Well, he could open up an angle for us. I mean, I just don't know if we guard. We might just say, "Screw you! I'm going to throw a guard, and you're never getting my one out."
You're probably 100% right. I mean, although I do think I could in turn draw that around to the side or shot rock, but he's still not going to be buried.
If we go here, what's he do? Hits this?
He hammers the yellow into it.
Hammers the yellow into it.
If he moves his blue off the top of the forefoot, he's in a little bit of trouble.
Well, if he moves it to the back here, it's really bad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just don't ever see it touching the blue.
I mean, we'd have to be. Do we ever move that into here and just kind of?
I was looking at that
and
too.
It's not great.
Like you don't think you can go around half tuck that yellow?
I mean, I can try and get here.
I mean, and then he plays this, right?
Probably loses this. Tough to get it back onto that, maybe.
It's not easy.
That'd be tough to get it back onto that yellow, I think. More likely it hits that one rock.
Yeah, it probably hits the one rock.
It's either the guard or the freeze.
You like this one here, right?
Well, I just worry we're running out of options to get theirs out of there.
Okay, that's fine. Try it.
I think so, eh?
Yeah.
So
or you want to go around it the whole thing, Jeff?
I mean, we can throw one more guard and do it on yours.
That then Jim might just guard back. Is that what he was talking about?
Yeah, I think he feels like if he does throw a guard, Jim's going to say, yeah, I'll guard too, and then what are you going to do? I think they're feeling right now that the way the end went last end is that maybe, maybe Jim is going to take a different approach. However, there's still 6 rocks really for both teams, 3 rocks each. So But Team Pierce is feeling a little bit better to come into the rings here. They're feeling like they put a little more pressure on the opposition if they do that.
It's okay.
That's what they've elected to do.
Go around it.
No, you're right. Okay.
Two options here was the corner freeze again, or actually come around those two stones to the back button. And I think they're trying to come around.
Okay, not
Real
bad.
good.
Nice, not bad.
Really good shot.
We could have made either, I think.
Yeah.
We swept it, or we watch our clock if we need a time on one of them.
Come check this out.
So good spot there from Jeff Richard. I'm not sure if it's shot, but that probably doesn't matter a whole lot, at least at this time.
Yeah, really well set up right here for Team Pierce at the moment, and Jim has to be extremely careful of how he's going to try and eliminate one of these yellow stones without losing his own as well. But I agree with you, it doesn't really matter at the moment who's shot.
We pick it, he's going to play that again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
But
does
then
that hurt us?
makes-
Then we
that
play
makes it
this.
easier.
Yeah.
Right. Want to just pick this out?
That's probably the shot, I think.
Okay.
Would you like that?
Yeah.
What kind of weight do you want? Like regular?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to throw. Yeah.
Nope.
So they looked at a couple things
Think
here,
so.
John. They looked at potentially trying to
You don't wanna
remove
touch
that
that yellow
yellow
though,
stone
right?
that's in the top 8. Not really a great angle for Team Cotter. You can see it there. So now they've
Regular?
elected to peel
Yeah.
the one that was
Okay.
just thrown here by Jeff and say to Team Pierce here, make it again. So that's what they're going to do. They don't want to keep their shooter anywhere near there, so they're throwing, good normal up weight, and just pick that yellow shot stone, potentially shot stone out.
Clean.
Yes! Yes! Gotta go!
This is curling.
Gotta go!
Andrew Nerpin trying to bring it over. You do not want to touch that top yellow. My goodness, what a sweep from Andrew Nerpin.
Wow, great brushing.
You ever touch that
That
top
was
yellow,
so
it is
close.
death.
Do we just
It is death. What a sweep
freeze here and move this out?
from Andrew Nerpin.
Yeah, I was
But,
just like
Melissa's
back
still
four
got to
weight.
like this situation
Wow,
if
you
you're
gotta have
Team
more than
Pierce
that,
here.
probably like through the house. Like
I
just-
agree. There's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
lots
there's
of great
nothing.
options here for Brent with his 2 stones remaining.
Yeah, I just can't touch 2, right?
Well, what do you mean touch two?
No, they're blue one.
Oh yeah,
Do
no.
you want timeout here, or do you want to?
No, no.
We got a
it's fine.
minute 20.
I think
Okay.
back line. What do you think for back line to make that shot and roll over a bit?
Well, my gut's in around here, eh?
Okay.
Jared, you like that?
I think that's all we got.
No, do you like this ice?
Yeah, I like that ice.
I like the
trying to
confidence that
remove
Brent
this, or
has
is
in
it-
Jeff
yeah,
just
just
to put the
backline
broom
weight?
down where
Okay.
he feels that he knows what weight what Brent is throwing, and he just puts the broom down where he thinks he can make it, and that just shows such confidence in each other. So they're going to play backline weight, try and get
I
it
think
onto
just
the
back
angle,
12,
the yellow
Brent.
one onto blue, and push it out
Yeah,
of the
back 12
4-foot.
is even pretty good.
So just backline weight here for Brent Pierce, his first in the extra.
Please.
Back 12.
Trying to remove that blue shot stone.
Back 12!
Whoa.
Please, yep! Just back 12!
Whoa. Curl.
Nick.
Nick Meister going to try to bring this over.
Keep going. Pretty good.
Shot, Brent.
Okay.
And they will unlock it. The Cotter stone will still be shot.
It's really good.
Team seems to like it. Melissa, I don't know. Jim's still shot here.
2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, Brent is the only one who probably doesn't like it as much as the rest of the team. I think he was trying to get more to the face of it, but they had an early sweep and then tried to get it to curl at the end there. So maybe not the perfect result. I think with that yellow at the top 4, there's still a chance, though, for Team Pierce on his last one. So Team Cotter has to be careful here, I think.
He's got that. Yeah.
I got that too.
Or do this?
Sure.
I don't know. He's still going to play that though, right? He's still going to tap that to there if you play that.
Is that there? Which one?
Just the
Blue.
8 off the 2? Or is it too thin?
We Don't really want to leave the shooter there though, right?
No.
Like, do you ever rip this out of there and try and get that to go to here, and he has to make a perfect hit and roll? Is that ever an option?
Real thin.
Squat's call is not bad.
We almost, well, I mean, we played it in Grant's shot, right?
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, you run it onto there. What's he going to play? He's still going to play this tap, probably, right?
Yeah.
Tap, yeah.
And then we'll have a double, hopefully, on his rock here.
Or on that one.
That's not bad.
I don't mind that. Might even.
That's there too. I mean, off our blue.
Yeah, off
around the horn.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Just go smooth.
Smooth, okay. It's like about a half, hey? Maybe
Thick half?
2/3. Thick half.
Just smooth here, Jimmy.
Smooth, yeah.
Couple options here, John. They looked at maybe the thin double on the yellow that's top 8 onto the one that's top 4, and that's the key rock, because that's the rock that Pierce is likely gonna try and tap in. But they've elected to throw onto their blue, and that's sitting out front and on an angle, and try and angle it onto the yellow stone that's sitting on the side of the house.
Yep.
I'm not sure, other than opening that up, what that gives you.
Good.
Yeah, it looks
Well, I
to
guess
me
your
like
third shot.
It's good.
Yeah, it just kind of looks to me like Brent could once again play a sort of bump.
Play kind of the same kind of weight.
Sort of
move this back.
Yeah.
And roll here, and then he can't play that.
I was gonna say, do you ever just
kind of bump it up into the 4 foot? It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's
like
what
the one
I'm
in the
thinking.
8 foot
I mean,
anyway.
Jim.
Better, like you nut it here
Yeah,
and you
Jim
try and
definitely
get it
made the
from
call
there.
the shot that they called.
Yeah.
And then he can't.
But
run
I think you
Yeah,
left
exactly.
it open now for
Like a thin quarter.
Team Pierce here to
Or
make
you
a really
just-
good tap.
You just tap it.
I just
roll
think,
right
I just think this is just.
The thing is, if you tap it and you roll here, right?
Yeah. You have to
And
almost.
it's here, he can't touch this.
Yeah.
It will be second
I'm
shot
thinking you
here,
almost have to
third
tap
shot.
tap it far enough back that if he stuffs it, it's on the pin.
Well, if you just tap it to there, if you tap it past here at all, it's a no sit for the win.
Yeah.
It's a no sit.
Well,
for
or
the
it's a pretty simple one. Like if you bounce it into here side by side, and sit here.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to run it back and not move this.
Don't have enough to like hack
we
that.
don't like just doing this.
Well, he not
jabbing
it just goes open. He just
I
roll
think
too
I
far.
like this, boys.
Yeah, but if we.
I do like it.
That seemed like
Okay,
an easy
make the
shot.
call because we've got 30 seconds on the timeout.
It seems like an easy shot.
Okay, so you like bumper?
Well, I think we got to have enough to make the shot. So I think.
Well, all you got to do is move this half a rock.
I think control myself.
Control?
I think control.
I mean, the thinner the better. I mean, stuffing it in the best.
I like control. I think
Okay,
control.
so 15 seconds.
Let's go.
We've
Control
got 30
quarter.
seconds
So
after the
it
timeout.
seems, Melissa, like they
Quarter rock
elected
control.
to make the double
Just
off of their
control.
own yellow. And it seems like
We've got 30
it
seconds
looks like
after
they want to hit it at an angle, so it forces Jim to draw on his last one. Is that right?
That's what I'm guessing as well. I think they think if they play the tap, maybe they're leaving Jim an easier shot because you know, there's not a lot of playroom there. But I think if you make the double, I guess you stuff it in the top of the button there, so he would have to make a difficult draw to the pin for the win. So.
So final stone here. Brent Pierce.
Yep, control.
And number 11 needs to make an angle tap, and I don't know how much they like this one. Colomea and Meister trying to hold it. Do they have an angle on that blue? They will get it out, and they will be shot 1 and 2, but it'll be perhaps a bit of an easier draw than Brent Pierce was hoping to leave Jim.
Yeah, I think so. And as you heard Jeff right out of Brent's hand, obviously he was just a slight bit tight, and this could have been a draw to the pin for the win, but now this is a draw to the full 8, piece of the 4 for the win.
Same speed, guys?
Speed's still nice here, Jimmy.
Okay. Shade more, Grant.
So the final stone here for Jim Cotter. Needs a piece of the 8-foot. This will be a rematch with Jacques Gauthier in the 1-2 game.
We're good.
Andrew Nerpin on it right away.
We're good.
I heard T-line, but Nerpin put his broom down. Just wants to make sure that nothing happens out there.
Just easy.
Just keeping the path clean.
We're good.
Good. Attaboy, Jimmy.
And as
there
you would
it is.
expect,
what a great shot.
No mistake there from Jim Cotter. It was a roller coaster of a game. Brent Pierce fought his way back into it with a big steal in 10. But Jim Cotter makes the draw in the extra, so he will move on to the 1-2 game tomorrow to face Jacques Gauthier. Brent Pierce will drop to the C final tonight. And speaking of tonight, we'll be back here in about 2 hours' time, a little less than 2 hours' time, 7 p.m. local for the women's 1-2 game between Team Brown and Team Grandy. For Melissa Soligo and everybody here at Curl BC, thank you for tuning in to this game, and we'll see you in a couple hours. Good night.